Well, we live on Jasu Jumediani, or live on OK 101.7 FM. So we ship house, Abeka Junction. Your family Vim Lady Afiapoka, Yamaka Baba Jasu Jumediani, will be monitoring a buying a Juma Waye. As Yenina Yenimino, a new patriotic party, NPP, Amenyokono, they are exiting, and yes, exiting crowd, but they are nearing their 8 years of tenure. 8 years na Ghana for the woman with the first 4 years came to an end around 7th January 2021 and almost twice second 10 so from 7th January now you swear in like a bino a new transition time started from that time now all the way to 2024 and also another 10 year and they exactly constitutionally and the time being 7th January 2025. Na se MPP for na beto aso amoma breaki 8 na amoma to aso se NDC for na bebo se afafranto alanchemante na bebo se enso third force na bebo se enso new force na bebo ni nyina e wo Ghana for nsem about 17.5 million Ghanaians out of the total number of about 32 million no nipa registered voters after of the last time no Ghana registered voters register e koto aba no na nipa eto aba no between 17 million and 17.5. So nipa we and be decided in the next fate. Until that they be say we should not allow anybody to tell us that when I am my way about. No one person in Ghana has a right to determine the government of the day. And this is a coup d'etat. The coup d'etat no cannot even one person be any work robert me coup d'etat. That is why President Rawlings the time no ye coup d'etat pro you so when boys company. The buga money are there. They were the boys that already 18 years, 19 years, 20. Zombies. Sana fella Anikula Pokuti was a Nigerian musician. No. He was a Pan-Africanist. That was the name of fella editor for me a coup protest or show me a zombie. Even Rawlings could not undertake the coup d'etat alone. You need people. Kotoka any free for ata general ata mota or me a coup and cromani they couldn't do it alone. One person, one party cannot govern Ghana. It is a group of people. And that democracy, you need groups of people. And the 1992 constitution, your fourth republic, by courtesy of President Rawlings, consultative assembly, no constitution for free. And the same constitution, constitution, coronavirus, constitution, diabetes, Constitution as a cancerous constitution. Constitution as when you cancer. Even this cancerous constitution, I'm a cancerous fourth republic because the fourth republic in your cancerous we wouldn't have a kind of constitution. Was it 4 years? It could be a group of people. Baby, I got a constitution free, which is in America and UK. I do a more constitution now because UK for a practice parliamentary democracy system. America for a practice constitutional democratic system. To constitution is supreme. UK parliament is supreme. Need UK for any written paper constitution as a paper near book near. They don't have it. Baby, a constitution or more constitution they be Ghana constitution. Nowhere in those countries do they stipulate to say abaining free akonya so ayenche es gracia. Yenye susu. No mine epic. So even an advanced country, Crampo, does not advocate. So every time there's our government, no party, no, because UK is either conservative or Labour for. America is either Republicans or Democrats. Third party being to me we need America that is either of those people. There's nowhere in the American Constitution or UK Constitution that says the Jessica Emma group of people. Now we dey I'm the court about first lady for Nisika on the Supreme Court account say no quite to see a friends first lady for BS. In fact, before Christ Supreme Court never can not first lady ni second lady. Mame or they say Rebecca Kufuado. Any second lady no munyina the music and cause they don't need any money. Office no any officer here sika is omonje. And the decision that was taken by the Supreme Court was in line. Me see baby a constitution. Nowhere in those constitutions, almost say 4 years, as Gasha. But Ghana were your constitution. That's why a lot of people say their constitution is a cancerous constitution or yare cancer. But beyond that, so MPP for 8 years, the issue is, so we say MPP for said, dear no my year. We'll go into it today. And then Minister of Information, you know about Fatima to Abubakar, one of the fantastic young people. Yeah, catch and another those days said, President Kufuor's Excellency, 1 year reshuffle, no tea. Yeah, fire and year reshuffle, he wasn't listening. And then all the young people need to be bare, they're working. In fact, and some of the things I can was me say, MPP, I mean, and for that matter, I been bia or tia konyasu bia, I been bia, so what you man so any fire. And so any so I fire. That is why under NDC we complained about doom, so we complained about the economy, we complained about Niama and Ekoso. In fact, President Rollins when you baby call Asamado or Tiaseno or see NDC boys in there, them babies with sharp teeth. Nyama kind Rollins the kind or see babies with sharp teeth. Rollins the credo baby, he was frustrated. Today, Nanado Abamba, Nani Achim Mafia ni Ebeka will say it. I know me koka say Nanado or nye. At least free SHS dear. I said Nanado Nanado ko ya or he say so much me. Ye na ya fire no say Nanado adu gagai adu premai His Excellency Achim Mafia ho de wan ye ni wo he ni tinedwom na ko sorry chia me there be. We've all condemned Nanado, but so I am to say free SHS na ye good ye beka. Ye be born abasonti ase otumi ko shepo. Ye de am years 20 years ye no so na ya ho agenti we don't even care. Ba oya de na nya wo fire. E no na me wo fa KSM na no ka say don't be fixated on a political party to the point that to the point that party ya de kra na nya wo say. Oya de na ya wo say because seriously President year fan saying Rollins it yakonya so there were things that President Rollins here fantastic. Ghana your security 19 years. Very hardly say unya issue with President Rollins security. At least on my stability. But yeah, President Rollins in your main ekoye. Your diversity implementation committee tonton we can say that President Kufuor by corruption we he. And you need no fight here. You busa President Kufuor that time no kai. Or say corruption crowd here starting Adam Eve time. Timamu fenya na sum. Why hano go who say chalade no ya. 10% na chese nkofo kra makwan party for no kra 10% na je edu no kra so stop kra bra enye ye edu no forgetting no say mami focus on NHIS President Kufuor NHIS be si nde me say and me hospital you sent me bill nkwan e de ma me over 500 and something just to about one consultation insurance it you am nkwan me copay wo me $25. And I'm saying, this is what President Kufuor wanted to do. And to me, tell who be di matem because my praise President Kufuor, massa full scap, ne pay data, ne di matem till thy kingdom come. Because I will forever praise President Kufuor 1 year for a crown. Because I know he didn't do his best in a corruption. Hey, and there, President Kufuor, a man of corruption 40%. But in terms of NHIS, in terms of school, in terms of water supply, me carry under President Kufuor no me Kufuor their water systems. Yamransa anyone nyina iti me praise President Kufuor me say won tia sia na say anu ntu be di atem apefu scap na pay data na di atem because I will forever praise him because I heard the wire there. It is the legacy he left and the neck NHIS the whole President Mama but he expanded NHIS. President Mama hunyansa said the President Kufuor ya no any politics more expanding so you be ankobeka so be good but he expanded it. Nanado ba ono so atwa so besi ne President Kufuor ayi school feeding here no more politics President Kufuor na de ba ye. These are some of the things so yeah Nanado ba why free SHS yeah the oye na enye ti say dum so na ye be fire. We say it not because obi mpe Nanado asem and not because ye fire nana ayi Mahama Sata ne mpe Mahama asem. Journalists adwuma ne so be den critical analysis on tiasia epono ko le no ho utumi question na no abrante bi akoje Guinness Book of Records or hagi trees utumi ko harge transformer and also an option ko hagi transformer no where the leader of the day of 14 Ebeka the way MPP for criticizing Mahama Dumso I normal time Dumso ni biaba no we ought to ask them questions e then 8 years 7 years matana no Dumso due diligence be na mo ye proactive planning be na mo ye and na matena ho amadum so na babium. Why is the doom so here? Mo se mo be solve ne sen 10 days now mo se mo ye mamu na mo be solve na consider ben. What is the guarantee that mo solve here the doom so will not come back again because ya bet said doom so has become a political issue. It shouldn't. In this day and age of 21st century, Kanea should not be something that should be political. It's a necessity of life. Kanea is a necessity of life. It shouldn't be something that was a Ghana for the or say Ghana for the Casa. It shouldn't even be the issue, a political issue. And by now, we should be talking about saying and I know do chumba or say German for sending a delegation about Ghana or more per technical school for. This is the time and Ghana you're training for Ghana, you're training because approach. Me say China for come advance, China for training for to go to America to work. India for Kojam Ghana, but India. America, Silicon Valley, India for 70% of the workforce at Google, at the whole Silicon Valley, or more cash up, or more internet facility, Facebook near 70% of their workforce are Indians who have naturalized as American. They are training people to go and work abroad to bring money home. That is where by now I was here. Your discussion, they can occupy your attention. Should be near me the Ghana Kodachi. Where is Ghana going? Youth no munya Jumanya. How are we pushing the youth? Said the bomb Romania Jumaye. So near Juma Ghana. Now me see Minister Bekas and Uncle Phobia by Facebook no be dimatem. If you Instagram no mudimatem, I'm saying, dear Margin your coins yo. Margin your coins yo. And Crawford touching my boys since young boys in am desert so. Often Niger, Gabon, Niger. Wakopie like Libya. Me say me cousin be near. Me so me cousin in here. Inti ye me no de mutwe. Okofa desert is to be any na ye tetema community 9. Asema make a sister no free mu, but me cousin ni na busuafo ho. Ofa desert is to call Libya. Ye repu no kra wo Libya. Ye to no mona e wo Libya. Owie ya broche no so wa nyanko. So people are risking their lives. Me ni kaba. Nana ya brefu Kofia Doma ampedu yako Germany, Holland, a whole documentary on immigration. People are risking their lives to go through the desert to approach it. Na German for na kasa approach Ghana say, mo technical school for no carpenters ni mason for na Ghana, and maybe abesin koni ye mu o me native etibaye ye buomo. And native etibaye abro for German for no class on beg certificate na they will employ them. Na obiti social media no odi attempt na minister na de enkrofo kwa abro di pani fa desert so kwa abro chire na se minister na se odo omo ye kwa ye minister na ko create jobs no German for na kasa na msi Ghana ye hu se mo wa adoye. You have technical, you have carpenters, you have building engineers, you have draftsmen, you have welders. Yeah, they also hear those people. They hear say mo share German kasa na omo de omo ko bi so ntiate abroni beye entini panentina ona no wa ha bobeka say Adentina opportunity about Canada. Yeah, for Ghana for Kobiso, Mamze, and Ghana for penny for ya bro. You are for Juma by so I'm also Pentidian Mope. Ghana for Nakasa voters. Ask yourself, what do you want? And then another story, a baby so another day. And then we'll find out 8 years when NPP kwe. Dear no my what has been the judgment, assessment? Who vote here? Who be voting for breaking the 8 and now leaving the 8? Who be voting for breaking the 8 and exiting the 8? So we are going to start with Apiate. Okay, Bogo so one me nano track bidding yama explosives air mining site here. A koji boomer blast jai. Asem we buy ya metna ya na yekan ye. Uhwe nipa omo nam watete. Nipa omo dan nyina dwirigui. In fact Ghana na ehu amte. Because ye nyina ehu ye de ni fi ye Ghana nke ehu bibi sa. Ube hu ana Nigeria for na bia na pipelines no de oil fam no na nkofo akọ siphon na ji boom na egum nkofo. The last time a Ghana hu disaster people ye close to Apiate no kwa na me Apiate dey na ye na anu de bia na oil tanker ye fi tema refinery de oil petrol air corn off ekosi se nkranza ho baabi e na ka na se na emunu ye nkofo so mo kotwetwe bi ye hu se soja ni bi pam nkofo ni nyina furo soja ni collapse one ade di boom ekum soja ni no ade we be ye big issue nipa shit se mponche nkokọ ase nwan a ye kwakodwa omo nam na nipa dasani e na ye se wo mo nam nyina tete. These were the issues since the yehu be the Apiate the ye ya criticizing aban sa aban what honum na wo ma Apiate the adwiri ogu omo so ma omo je se nipa na matete nkofo dan ne ade nyina say. And we all criticize government. Now ya sense you see that is why Ghana for na voters. When people are not too political and not too partisan, political party said I mean for FSA, KSM kan yan kase politics in you. Politics there ye said ya wo to ade ojo kuta kokromoti no. Sa na minister no so kuta kokromoti. Said ya osofo ogina pulpit okuta kokromoti no. Sa so na wo so awutu fie okuta kokromoti. Kokromoti anya amaye kwa o. Ye ma sa wo de odu be ye nwen yo so de to aba. O mfa nko wo fa te se fa wo de bi. Kokromoti ye de to aba. Judges kokromoti Supreme Court kokromoti aba. Electoral Commissioner say Charlotte say Jemenson say Afrejan yo obi to aba. Say na nkofo say di in the and if you dey we NDC we NPP na NDC ni NPP ye bom ane ye bom amoa ye bom anwan ye bom amponche ye amo amanipa say nipa na bekom mini aba ma kojo ponkroma so e journalist say me ya na oti microphone achi and no di minister NPP abamu Suhini why ye journalist say ya na oti microphone achi or NDC ba no e board chairman wo airport mo amodwen ye coins ya na munye ne ma bebre. Focus on issues about one call for me. Say, Ababy Aba, or yet you bet me, I'll bet me the abo man. Do we want more? Absolutely. Anything air pressure, Missy pressure, no more demand by no appear to the will deliver. Missy no, I branch about me, minimum no appear to name blasphemy and name half a wire. And ne, I branch on see if you may bank cry, Matisse a die no more way. Mammy show a picture because I value a now no, I could see prat me of a could see prat to crap pay with this 70-71 no corner. Kwesi Prat ko ka say free SSS is a good now ko fa so man no mo omu dinner time se mu nyina gone too soon na da monim wa wo de opani bi be kira na dwene me se wo ko America ko UK obi anko ka se obeto ma ban bi me ye dinner time da. That is the level of education and knowledge because any people legitimate right as a voter na Ghana nko ade obi so obeto ma we say dinner time meanwhile dinner time so awu dinner time so ense wo kada fe o and answer some lorry fair, and answer some top money, and answer some data now. Focus on the issue. Focus in any member boying. Yet, the here, and ye, the here, and ye. Wrong, and ye man who here, and ye, focus on the necessities. No, the aquasi practical about free as may be more appear to the natural. Now, shut the abaya see a dime say. Abaya to the beer was say fire no, the buy by idea no, your babon some man, free as near bonsam. That 1 year there was because me say Abu Jinapo any ministry or your fire abu nyina wo de ko hwe dan o masi no apia te solid building ma me mo ko si prat de nche na me bre no so
na ekofom pa
I hope say mo te yi ko si prat nka de
na madure so my addition na ekofom pa ni say da biara be fa de bon kratai sukua omuti duase sukua last week crowd in a bar in the school be nipa be or had the teacher back up near the I don't need a highlight. It's immediate until recently, very, very recently. Meaning say, in spite of free SHS, will not be uncoso. Kwame, Makonya, and your may be a medical. This is education sector, no more coso.
Really?
Oh, Kwame. I know what I'm talking about. Me, so when you say me in Casatra, Bibi Koso, construction Koso, new science laboratories, ye be any abi. Na anopena mbisa na kumasa na adan moye we na muntumi mbo hu de room amanfo.
Opinion kuma asem no akokan.
Because enu
anokwadro.
Nti ye ofa kosi prat asema wa kan no wose aban no to de bia unim se kosi prat no fire aban no o man gaba kra but wose education there aban na ye niema bebre deserve so mbo na baso edu fire so be fire no corruption ba ofa kosi prat be fire mo hu say yes aban no fairly with corruption but the obey ade no you must be bold and say it na no Peace FM me kan say hospitals awasi dum so osove before di matem sa ba unta me dem body no as o twen ata so no atede ndi akommo nje say won tehwe body na kasa abodam me body na abodam nti tenie no tehwe that's what kosi practical ma me nchira wa pia atede no na ye minister Fatima to Abubakar betwetwe nkomo ask her about first apia atede no will go to other areas then wo ankasa be friend wa assess MPP aban 8 years no ye wi aka be 6 months yo 8 years no ye twemu half they say April May mu ni ewure May day na ebe 5 months no just technically no half of the year no aka 6 months aban you can fairly assess aban so oba ye no de nanando ka so oba ye nanu nie and based on that no Are you ready to continue to give Abino the power to break the 8 and now the man exit 8? No, a issue based, man. That would be as a man was sending messages here. No, can a issue based. Should I want you know be soon children? Yendiatem attend you and 2 about 1 crime fan count. It doesn't change anybody. Udiatem see me the president Kufuor the member Nabaso Park or she could hage transform Audimatema Matiabre. We free Adum Basi Peace FM at Yadimatem sa anyway ne be change. This is a piate. Now they said the idea ni see me back. Enti apia tinini o apia tina ho blase ye no professor o ya no twansa ma me nkyere o ha se no apia tina blase ye look at kronini o apia tina blase no apia tina blase ye na ye fire aban ye nyina ye di anu ku aban say o fire aban amfaso wo so o fire aban emfaso so ya anye dede anka we perhaps ebi anka aban won't deliver the hwekro no hwekro no ye fire aban ni nyina look at what he has delivered ye fire no this is appear at corona but a blast ni see explosion ni see one boom e paye no enkrofo dan ye sese hwe e trasako wo dan ye sese amomo no wo dan. This is the essence of criticizing government. Ye aban hu dede ni e criticize aban a the emfaso wo mo ani ye nyina ye nti ho apia te wo ye nkotena ho apia te for net wo. But this is the value of criticizing government. We nti na aban betena konwa so a ye nye no ye mmona abakomasem enya afa ni ye koye aban ni te say baby kafo ngbo ma mi ete dabi nya afa ni ye kodje akola no so ye kodi na abakomasem. We criticize government so that government will work. And then the minister and we'll ask her about how this came about. And he now come because I also your question was here. See, I don't way I sitting in another saying, Unima buying the abay ye bibi ayana kofobi super some the ways here means if we ask all those questions. The one who see saying and a ban and no cosi in a ban saying and a bay say we ask all these questions because as a see busa buying nanado yo abaya and one casa kachoka maybe a commit the press or say or no nanado he wishes that obenya abaya media for a yet critical of his government. Then media for ye be dinian to minkasa. That's what on one on my penny nanado kind. Also prefer a media that is robust, that is radical, that is loud, a media that is critical than media yada. Media yenya media papa. Because media yan criticizing then what is the essence of the media? Our job is to critique abino. They are all sharing here. Aban kofa train by ye nyina anti na no enkrofo bi si omo say train na crash na ye omo de na me say fire burn them all ko train ye na na do school train enkoche bi train kura enkoche bi train no enkoche bi railway no kura ndache bi enti wo sere ha ye sika na ye de akoye road no enti minister abeke ho ha minister ma mema akwa abani good evening e wo jasu dwumedie so
sister Fia Major so
mba jo so ho ye de
Nyame adom bibia boko.
Obia so jo so congratulations so say na say mo you know omo person be you know bet no omo nya mo bet na de yin aka
ya ko bet ni wie yo na aka say house no ebe approve
ti approve an na no matena so say ni approve an ma
e na omo de akofie ko twa be bosumi mienu ansa na omo ba nti ye twen ye won twen
na je say na nti adwuma no mo ya ne kakra on the side and assessment say no na wuye
oh say won say Ghana mrapon no ma omampani akwanya say obetu obe appointed representatives wo ministries no aya na mpempi na say ebia minister be free ho no mo de nipa foforo ba na ebia onhu adwuma no so ansa between nomination and confirmation na near no ho dada na yafa na caretaker minister say obeye ntotoye na wa churchere wa kwan no hu se ne obesi aye ba so won say enkrata bebre wo ho esan anamo wo ho ese etu na ekobosumi mienu na approval bia man ye ntimi omampanyi ntimi ntwen wa abra adwuma bebregu especially me kra no na me worry about information but health onim say Ministry of Health yes bra beka yes say minister ni ho deputy ni ho because omo ba nyina ya afoforo enti no mampanyi se ne mrakwan no mrapon no sima na kwanya ma otumi appointe ne representatives no say ya my krata as representatives
okay
ye timi to anamo wo ni din mu nanso ye nya ministers
until okay
time nyame ya adom a ye benya the necessary approvals na mampanyi aso ye
enti na just say asem no sa stalemate no freezing no mo freezing approval no ka ho na ma nro ni beka port no
mean can specifically but of course enka minister or honoma me didi say na mo no be ye ntentem because once a problems bia ne ye say asem bia ne kafo na mo bibia ne somafo enti situation bi betima si ye say opanyi ni fi adie opanyi wo ho a level na obetimi apagya asem na ko na obe escalate na obetu anamo ntentem no oni honoma obehu say ye won krata bebre a oni ho ana say ye ni chief director na so obi o mandate obetima san ni nyina na egu table no so na etwen na so hwe ani mu say ebetoto niema ententem especially ye economic recovery situation mu nti na ehu behia say o mampanyin betu anamo ebebo amenya na musifo no ma hwe echi enti say de ye hwe echi president Anado Danko Akufo-Addo ni din mu ekopeme bra abrowa beyi poma kwan mu na yetimi enya the necessary approval of parliament so
because enya side anka be ha because finance won say IMF program ye wa ase no nti say no so freeze IMF ye ho be kire nti at least mo wo ho as caretaker say mo hwe as representatives at least there's something that is going on okay nti yen be person because aban aka approval ne be ba na bi aka be 6 months and 5 months you nti na say mo be aso afo be 6 months pe. So the good thing is I'm your representative now at least bibi ikoso and sign approval no aba. If you take advantage any access aban mo ba ye 8 years so they now wo ministry wa aban no wo 8 years nyina one anti mu anti. There's no better person to talk about aban mo 8 years whether my a good job and am I a bad job. The man call for so join it but whether my a good job no the kind chance here by yanka appear to the medical video not send call for say there e hono blasting na kroni nyina tete pansama ye na masan si dan no take us through what has happened this year na emerald cost project no boy saying
yo sister Fia edi kan meka say apia say incidents ni see no ya torenchem bia de oya obebre kwa ebrega na fo nyina nkanka de show mote apia say ho na mo presia hu ni valley cause ankan kra na e kan wabusuani a yesesa bi uko obi ayi a ni sunko ene ayi no nso so wo abobo anu ani sunko wote wo yawo enti no mesha ase aka bibi kra na mema ade hye wo ho nyina ya akọ omo hwere nipa dunsia to the explosion enya asem keto a na sister Fia say unim say enye we na ebre di kan atore nchem asiga na ha etasi pa nanso so abribia bibi besi no me de me say ye fa aba wo na yetu ye hofo na ye hwese ensatra ye ben na ye betimi aye say be ya bibi sa aba no ensi bio ena bi omo ho aka omo a bibi ato omo nti omo didem anaso omo hwere adehye arekekere what level of restoration ena ye betimi de amomo sabi nipa nkwa de nyamege anu age ne aka ye mpaibo nanso so ate asefo nchirima no ede ena ye betimi aye ntoto ya amomo nso so omo dada mo asete no musu kakra ya ye bibi amomo nso so ede arekekere kakra bebro mu enu nti ena apiate incidents ibaye on 20th ya wada 20th January 2022 ena explosion ni siye timimfa ne say emfie mienu ene bosome nan mu ani President Akufo-Addo esiye na otu anamon ema na bedi ekire Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekohwe the situation ono abomre kuduka Honorable Ambrose Derry, Honorable Pon Kroma, ene aban mu mpanyimfo akukudam na omokoye assessment no omampanyin eka se ekuro no esese yesasi ye besa asi kuro no seni asi ahwere ne nipa ne de ekọ nanso so omahwere bibia ye ntimi nto omajeje mu ese ekuro ewodin titi kuro ase enhye kura because na kuro ni nyina yam won say dotedan ne ayi na me atorentem bi sise ya incidents ba kwa ya metime de ka me nso ebe me kotodwem eye me ya ene say June 3rd disaster esi wo Sectoral nipa 150 ene hwere omonkwa sister Fia o kan unim uncle Freddy Ma Studios
Freddy Ma
na ni studio wo ho enwuma na waye ama nkrofo a lifetime investment ne niema no aye wo ho ne bra nyina ni din ni yeyo ni bibia ohwere bibia to a disaster enti abribia no me kan disaster na me hwe papa no bebia na ho keka ne na ho oden wo any after losing his studio bebia no wa mitimeka say ento wa you would not appreciate what people have been through enti o mampanyika so obetichiri kro no of course Ghana na ye won krofo a omugidi ye we bi nso so omeka say oh yate abre enkosi aga we abosre muka ye politics ano baba ye kekehwe nsi nanso so nyame adaroma megidi se mfonyin a wotwagu ye nyina no adehye ehu se ye to anamon na obi bebisa se ekwan ben ene ye fa so a yetimi village ayam na ye started construction in September 2022 na afene bosumi nsiantem yetimi achichiri kro fefefe sei
because it's a whole township, it's a whole new township. Picture na me to one, that's a whole new township kra na maye no.
In fact, say township na wo ho no kra eso sene ne na wo ho dada no. Na eno me di
because area when we share in wasoro ho a eso pa
me pa twan. Enti no ne ekoba ene say won say mining act na ye wo Ghana ha no. Wo enhyehyeye bi say bi a mining company bi ye negligent. Na say atorenchem bi sa aba ehye ye fine no. Me pacho me pese what tie fonti as say fine no is without prejudice to individuals' ability to pursue legal action based on personal damages and injuries. Na fine no eno no ye mremu nhyehyeye aban
aya. Enti na chese ma chichi kro ni kra wie no obi betimi de company no mining company na court me wa.
Me pacho an without prejudice to your ability to your personal be pursue. Be no de ho no nya aban asem individuals asem na aban anam otu ye ne say wonim say atorenchem aba ebi a petrol tanker negligence na akonya accident na ahikro ni a fine OMC no na we there is nowhere so fine na oje fine na afakochichiri kuro na afakosikro foforo there bi aban mi betimi atake decision ne say fine na amaje no me de koto futuo mu me de koto consolidated fund mu na e di koye bibi nanso so under president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo omo ye panel no fine na omo twaye e de ma mining company na enam omo so ma atorenchem ni siye no which is $6 million no President Akufo-Addo nsa so omo ana say or the yes seed capital for rebuilding the Apiate community enti sa seed capital
enti fine ni tika na mo de asikro no ho
enye no nko ameka ba enti no ose wo de yes seed capital say yenje na yempesika ni bi nka ho ne yentimi mfa nchichiri kuro no enti no eba ne sa no omampanyin te committees miensa omo behwe na yenya kuro no foforo na adehye nso omapra ne omo ho aka betimi atu anamo no masi omo dada mu na first committee ne health and safety committee na sister Fia sa health and safety committee no omo ye say hazards bi akoso enkrofo eprepra ekwan be no mbefa so a omo behwe omo apomudin ni bibia na omo atimi asaye den asi omo dada mu na bibia ama na afen so omo ye Apiate support fund no so ye foto abanyate asi what say ne ye work COVID-19 fund no any other fund that ya temporary to solve some of these emergency situation no na ne etoso miensa ye Apiate redevelopment team and only a community no reconstruction Apiate redevelopment and reconstruction team enti no sa wo redevelopment team na Miami bra penny honorable Benito Usubio.
Osubio,
Ono le
okay.
da no. Ene se sika ne ye ready a omo bepe empenyimfo akuku da mo architects ne niema na omo atimi design community e sustainable na omo fa contractors ama omo asi kopim so omo be wie na omo che ama communities no. Ena support fund no na me Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayi
Yeah.
unimono a very celebrated stateswoman. Waye Minister for Information, that waye Minister for Education, that ono na ne eye chairperson of the fund. Ena ebio nso so ne Health and Safety Committee no na the Vice Chancellor of UMAT ye friend no Professor Richard Amankwa ono na ne chair of Health and Safety Committee. And this committee no say after explosion no initial assessment say hazards bi wo ho ombe ye free ho enkrofo hia psychology support together with the District Assembly Social Welfare Committee medical bills so mu betua kopim so mo prepare mo ho beto mo ene so mbe ye reforms wo ha wa yesimi transporte sa explosives ni ade se be atorenche
Yeah.
ni nyinara Health and Safety Committee no omu no mutu ho anamon entu bi sa community for kombeka cho say psychologists na ba ho apart from doctors ni ade se be a trauma na o mafamu no ye be mo bibi a mo
I know they may wa branch here back no confirm me, but now issues kakra. I think I should have it. Oh, which I no cry. Oh, so then I bought half wash. I appear to for now. Hangina why? In person may offending because a very gory picture pa. Almost no confirm me say yes. It be mobile home money on bekasai. But no more train compensation here. They do the koso kasa na embre no.
yo enti no eno free ho no ena support fund no omo na ne sister afia obi kwa contribution de ba na 1 cedi nyame hira no ankra Ghana de share fund
Why are
no
they opepa na here?
oh opepa ne hia me kan say because ketwa biara nsa obi ade o de ba Ghana de share nyina na keka omo nsa ase ene ne keka bo mu ne ne de asi housing units no enti obi a contribution o de ba to the fund no ese e bona ba so in fact even committee now mampanyi pa o ma Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayedano committee members na nkasa nso hetua contribution ni bi
oh
na fekeke say asem to nua sebe onka say eyi your friends say je she obi abojo senti wo de nkan enti yeso ano ne asensuo nso asiye de ho enti anamon pa funding committee ni tu ye no enetimi me yenya sika ye di siye ena se ne misika reconstruction committee no omo BA for competitive bidding by consultants and omo the consultant adwuma no ma AESL and omo sa BA for bidding the for contractors for PPA mu ni bibia enti between
do any so in the idea many papa akufo bi so nkosi na no
enti sa enti na yetimi ka na akokodro mu ma transparency ye adwuma ma obi ehu processes atorenchem ni si on 20th of January 2022 by 3rd February na President Akufo-Addo asset committee in less than 2 weeks asset committees no from March of 2022 to July of 2022 na committees ni nyina ye o madwuma na adwuma ni bi sen edi kan unse nkrofo hwere o madan no esese emprempremu na wo pe ba bi ma o mokoda enti aban ni yenhyehyɛ ma ye sa tent na ye make it nadmofo say emergency bi basa na ye de o makogum na sister afia arehosem e wo mu ne say unim say sa March to July no so na esa ye nsutobre enti mamu hu foni video any video e wo TV so sa temporary structures aban de kogu ho ma mokoda mu nyina emframa behu ni nyina so epa preko pe mo asem ato mo double ayi problem no mo so baby esa dom ko na ho ase enti no there was some uncompleted structures bi anasa mining companies be here in neighboring community enti the reconstruction committee no ejeto omo so says 37 of the buildings yema fund no mfa ni sika ni bi nkobo so na yensi no mo nkotena ho temporary ansa na yasi ekuro na wie enti na mfie mienu ni se onim se mfie mienu yentimi mfa nipa adehye ngu tent musa enti mfie mienu ni ana omo mba apiate ho no eye sa na ebring community of bunso na yesi sa 37
na no motie
ehọ na no motie until yaye apiate kroi na sister afia omo kwatena ho no the initial assessment of your friend is saying explosion no 124 families and they are affected. Net is 124 families in the omufie no abubu aye drobe and also omu epicenter and I'm say yeah dot dining no na ni nyina yam na so who say ne ukọ nkrase a sebi krodada na wo ho which is the center of the town Babe hu say ja emabunu ni so ni enye skafo amantem
no musu sibi
no musu sibi enti saa dan na baby ahono ma efe ne eye blocks dan na eyi no eho kra de because eye blocks ni integrity of the building na ade na sase at the center no ambubu
ti atakwa me dan no net dan na ebubu yi
aha ni nyina yam drobe enti no baby na ewo akirikyiri a ne obroni be frɛ no peripheries na ambubu no na ebi ohono ma eho aka enti abra consultants no koya assessment no 50 housing units and omo ye say SSC ma compensation na fiewura for na eye renovation
ni nyina so kaka no ho mutua compensation for sa dan ni nyina okay
enti compensation for 50 housing units that was supposed to be the phase 1
nti aka ho na ba be 174
me patron ai
okay
no sa 50 no omo gi omo sika no omo de ose eye oyo ekosiesie omo dan kama omo team as a area view of the community out mo se honum nyina da so ye intact na epicenter na ye sa abusua ya na ye affected no ye se e be chichiri kro no na after consultants architects ni bibia hwehwe wieye no no mahu se da bi o ye be si 124 housing units for families say be take over 870 people nanso so no yes anko si no tete style na yakeka dan na bobo ho no sa bio SSC ya akwan tum SSC ya local community water system apia ti krom ho na kro a school ni ho SSC esi school ma omo ye pese esi market SSC ya de clinic ka ho eni akande bebre kwa ena na aban ne pese oye enu nti no na obi oho a ne dan na anka nanso so redesign ne ba na SSC yesre omo ne yedwirigu
na bia mo de ho ye kwan ana school ana bibisa okay enti je say no mo bisa ni kro ni nyina apia ti kro ni nyina foforo
me patron ai enti no omo a yesre omo akire say yesre mo mama ye mubu mo de no nka ho because imagine enkadan fefefe ya yesi na behu na atakwa me ba ko bi etua nchen na obi de esi ha na ka kwan na sese ye chia ne fise fie bi ho enti sa group na ye ne omo kan ya na enye sa abubu ba esi abubu di yi akwan na ebi mo nso so no omo on the periphery and come mo sa ba wo hwe the general plan of a corona na it is only fair say ye de omo ye den e ka ho omo mo ye phase 3 of 70 housing units ye be kate sold da ye commission 124 enti said ye misi kan no phase 1 no renovation of houses 50 units
50
compensation
units
done completed and phase 2 124 housing units from 1 to 7 bedroom houses if you say na ofi a wotim na ye 1 bedroom house ejurigu ye ne ma obi akogina ne hye so unim se dan na ebi so apa ba enjuringu ye ukogina na ye ofi a na ye twa no ofi ni picture
enti nya do e benya situation omo a ye nim se de gan we store dan a obere no na bi a party for de omo akogim enye omo ye nya bibia sa these are identifiable people omo free
me patron ai enti no eno no ye land and special planning institution no omo ne state housing company and district assembly no for Prestia Huni Valley omo na omo koye sa inventory ni nyina ni data collection no omo ne nananom atena nkonya enti ehonum na obi begina da bi no se na me dan ne 3 bedroom ono ani kroma ni timi ka se me pamocho woboa we not dan ba ko pemu ade na ba no obeteki advantage di ade enti validation mintimi nka se be 100% because nipa na ani omo ye adwuma but dodo na de metima ka se omo na omo epicenter ne de list by no obi ahu se ni din e wo dan ne ani de ready as part of 124 ye omo ayasre abubu omu fie because of new development ne ma epese e wo ho no new list no onim se validating ne dada ne de nam kwan so
for those people in the meantime no mbeda hin sa omo bubu omo de no
37
Houses hono.
buildings na ye renovate ya ye dey more for the past years. And you know that has been the situation. Na enye no nko ase na emisi kan ye no. Wa wo hwe mfonyi na wo ho ya. Apart from housing units reconstruction committee na si no. Ministry for Roads and Highways omakwa akoyi kwan e wa apiati krom ho no mu nyina. Ghana Water and Sanitation Agency. Enti ametimiti se ebi mu ka se aban hu nim e na nkrofo bi e na ese nkrofo bi na akosi sister fi omu nim ne omoka.
The way purely aban.
Besi obi nso so timi tena baabi e na aban hu nim ne ese omakwaje mining company bi $18 million. Eno nso so omu nim ne omoka. After launch no ministry no any technocrats no obehwa committees na enya politicians na ede omo ye. Omo ye nipa omo ye state people omo di mu a omo di hu hia omo. Enti ombe pese after launch no press briefing no omo de budget na ni bi
Atudwa.
Atudwa ete se na COVID fund no omo je ye no kan se former chief justice obe press briefing no akere bibia eto on we ni na di bi baaye se ne ye. But se na misi kanu apart from a dan na nkasa no aban through Ministry of Roads and Highways aye horizontal development drainage systems aye roads maye bitumen surfacing wo krom ho no mu nyina. Number 2 Ministry of Energy ene Ghana Electricity Company Limited omakwa yet a chrono electricity system completely new ama me no ka say street lights ni bibia omode akwa bobo ho na etoso mienta Ghana Community Water and Sanitation Agency omakwa community water system wo hu videos no so abon say efie bia 2 polytanks ne wom water systems wo ho no ma omunya bi store omutimi nso collecting rain
extra one wo ho
obia bi ne tapa ensuo ba e na onim se ne ekrase dan city na dodo na agya nan sebi ebi kura mpo
ni ho
so bia yesisi nyina na ne shower ne WC ni nyina ebi wo mu a
ene o se obi akosua se dey use WC
abanya toto sa na mo no e na aban through get fund and the Ministry of Education se ne misikan no na apiati krom ho na school ni ho se yesi KG as a 6 unit primary school the account ho community ho. There are other contributors and so musi market for the community. There is an upcoming clinic senior misikan no. Any account there bebre ye say be ya betima nya bibi e friend no modern rural community. E betima ye nhweso obi ama in the future. Ye any redevelopment plan bia wo Ghana ha. Ye betimi aye nhwehye ama na fasa akwan no so. Ntimpacho when you na mo bebre kwa na abanye to say be ya ebetimi restore adehye omo apiate ho
nti ono bo we nyina ho ka kosi ha because fine na mo je ne mining company no no 6 million nti we amaye school kwan ne nyina ne ho ka ya he
okay send me sikan ye no kwan no GOG funded. It has nothing to do with the fund
that no enka 6 million ho
there be sa project
ban
na ye all those basic and horizontal developments and
okay.
But construction not proper so far. Make construction not proper so far because send MBC can yes 70 units and so yeah then. Say ba up. And in fact temporary building no mo renovate ye ko bo ni nyina so o mutim na no nka cost we ho. Any compensation no matua ne nka ho medical bills nka
aden nka say wo say ni nyina ka ni enya round figure of the total amount akwa apiate
eno na make ba no say 124 units na ye pa ho ntoma no in excess of about 49 million Ghana cedis but me kan wo say so yes I will be for an exchange rate and they are calculated it wouldn't make sense because I'm talking about March of
$17 no
no March of 2022 until unless it's will be looking back to check. It is proper say we don't take the wind out of the sail of the committee that did the work so that omunya akwanya bi so mo be break it down but you can take it from me saying she say bi omo ye bia no emu fine a omo de ho breakdown ni bibia be ba ntimi mpese meje omo asem ni nyina aka your money
but would you say you value for money and because Ghana so there obi anso nim say ye aban project here binum so take advantage chop kakra 10% kakra would you say we dey value for money
sister if you are sending a misikan no send na we daily graphic mu a mirror fi page number no obi o contribute bibia me say including 1 cedi obi adin wo enti ye pese mu da ho fine se be ya obi ntimi meje ho achinye e na afen so mo ba sa be ye pressure na once na architects ni bi kana meti bibia se we ya construction na the final cost no wunya na immediately ese otimi twan be ye se bosumi nsia ntem na afa de bibia omugura mu kra bibi ho techema ese se ye correct we se omuye ni nyina awie na nkrofo na movie inside no mo say problem bia ni hu se ne esi susu esi ebe ne aye no pepepe na afa de omatimi de final bill abeka se composite we die ni e na se ne misika hu se omo yare no omugu so hwe omo ebesi na me na woka se enye obi ana ne ho ato no prekope unum so obi ha se bi no wadi dem na treatment obi surgery ye de nade ahwe obi na mu abir biara esese bill bia aba no na social welfare for more Department of Social Welfare at the District Assembly. Say either they go to the hospitals to pay the bills, and now the bills enable more validation, and they have to reimburse you.
Yeah.
And into okase ekanasa ewa abra adehye no ho nto mu nwie ya, it's not a fair reflection of what is happening on the ground.
Okay.
Enti anamo de ene adwuma de mamemfa akwanya we so mbo menua panyin Honorable Samuel Abujinapo a woye Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Any committee chairs and members any contributors in every way. Omo contribution ni bi any especially President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Sister Ifia yeti krom ha say senka compensate fine no omampanyi gi $6 million no say ye de kwa bibi foforo ye mfa nkonkosi community na ye nim sa torrential masi a compensation kro nim baby e fire kantamanto ahia compensation na anko akodi obi botoma ekopie court. Enti enim the history of how disasters are managed, but our pepa na bada yenti or say ma fine kwa majesty esi emfa nkoto aban foto mu no yempe bi nka ho yemfa na ya asem papa.
Well, technically they can and said because appear to for ye ma omu nyina so ye na de hye nti o ye na te say ne kwan so na wa anya so a wa unim Ghana ka say de di anu kra be bo no kono a no ho kire no kwan gabe ebe trip na me say president na so na etore bi a minim say for want of a better expressions on one na so na edi o so na ni na edi o say etore bi a de nko for Kenya so wanti everyday
ni okonsuo na ebo ehina openi ya wo bre enti abri bia ye kra ye nkwala yi se wa wunim ebi ana meto mi ni kapre obekọ social media no so na obi akọtro akromfo wadi ezika se ebi ana oboto mu hwe ni ho ba ujini na obeji agu kotokuo na waka se ye peni ye se ya ma yakwanya kra se ye meso ma ye ya ahoho a se bi enye ye nkwa na ye nim defo nye nkwa na ye ho ofe ye won krofo bebro mu nso equal capacity na bigger capacity nanso so nyame ahumobro ene na dom no to so a ye fra ose besoma na wan kasa wa hold you personally accountable say adwuma ye de ama me se me ye ni ye
true obi ti say obi ko ka say other way wa ko face because that system ni na ko jimo di tempo o first way oni bisa oni bisa etore we ti obi de o say twadwumo na ni topic ani abo powder ni aye makeup ni abegina ase ye wo biama twadwumo
o ti pumpuma obi di bi na e ko bi
and you be an go ye man sa you be an go ye man sa me be say about other sectors na ye ka appear today you nim say in terms of trains mark of trains aba nim say education anu me na no about do to me interview education mo ye ade eni aba ye nim say other areas so ho no ma mo modern bo no obi be ka say e bia re dum so de ya Mwatna wa makane aba 7 years. Last year, yeah. Motam beswame ya another assessment whether mu deserve another term or not. Dum so na asan be. Na twetwe mu komu. Yen ko hono whilst because mo come 8 years mu na run up near here no. Dum so why are we in dum so now?
Okay, your sister Fia, first of all, amanyoko ni abanya ye de ho ahoa ye ho. De bia ye ka ye say eba nkane asem in the record of this country. In fact, all start free infrastructure, all start free grade, any distribution ni bibia abribia NPP wa ba mu ye boy ho modin yi. Enti me ka cha o say nkane adumu semen hame a ana en ha ye mu bia na ye boa. It's not the case. Just a few days ago, you saw a comment on Honorable Herbert Crapper, throw on the handles. Yeah, dear. Yet to doom so I say, ye nim can some problems, a war sector num. Ain't free a bra president and Ado Danko Kufa to be dia conyano. Now, dear, see a nisu teach you. And they say, be making sure, say, a bribiara and kanya esiso. Na sister, if you answer na meko into your current situation, and mamima for the benefit of wetie for what they mean say they be out to show so you are privy to some of these situations. But for the benefit of wetie for Ghana has saying your energy value chain, and as I mean say power value chain. Power value chain no started from generation, now about transmission, now about distribution. Ye ka generation a ye ka omo wo mfidi akese a omutimi dane gas anase crude oil into Kenya anase the likes of we power kosombo any IPPs aka nyina omutimi efa kwan bi so etimi generate power no omo na wo generation side no na sabi o generate ade no wa kosombo a ebe den anante abankan esese ye defa grid no enti na wo transmission lines I am managed by Gridco. Gridco to set Sectoral. And when a fan can near free baby I generating. Na the aqua baby a bed distributing.
Which is ECG.
And to no grading now across the country, the whole Ghana, including the ones we export. Can power be a bed generator or have a Gridco and on making sure say I transmission. What free one man know about distribution? Distribution, you know, your companies may know more distributions mainly. Ewo public ye power distribution ye wo netco no ewo middle belt western north northern sector eba na landmass dia omo na nkomo ne kese mu nanso eba no consumption e bia ya just about 10% of the general consumption because mostly rural and also no share the kind of the population there as compared to those are the urban areas like Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Netakra there. You would realize population density and also the consumption needs and as a Ghana additional needs of power no dodo na are concentrated at the south and also in the middle. Also because industry so dodo na nkasa ewo hase and the power demands at this part na especially ECG enclave no ewo soro. Na sister if you are saying a city so unim say IPPs na say your friend is saying VR na say bui power want me ton power no enketenkete sope ma enti ewo mu so omo na omo generate nanso so omo nje kapre mfiri ho transmission mu so anaka se want me ton ma apart from the omo ton for the purpose of exports enti kan you omo generate ni omo transmit ni nyina ba distribution and a distributor ECG ne netco ho no omo beton no maji ensem sika no omo je ensem sika ye frɛ bi cash waterfall mechanism sika ECG for no beji nyina no eno no omde bekọ akoto futuo num ye de bi atua IPPs ye de bi
eno ye beba so because last senior Martin Pebu ebe fire ba omia se ba omia na ye in charge of our cash water for systems no nti ho na failure ni nyina wo ba wo de to aso ansa na ma you hear the video no ma bo akere
enti no what happens ne say ECG a no ma use eno e dey distribution. But even before our obeba whatever video and comment or pass so sister Fia, ye will be a friend no grade losses. Any distribution losses. Grade losses in course of transmission, no. And one kasa through technical and nema.
Eshigu. Kani anododo na eshigu no ya.
Ya generate ya bo hoka. Aye bibi and so a free generator and hoko distributor and ho power na nkodu. A bit my attributed to technical issues, including faulty and answer old lines. And to be kanya, MIDA Millennium Challenge Account Compact 2 Power Compact in a buy in excess of about $300 million. No more they change the transmission lines. It's one of the major idea buying way the year to help sustain power in the period, but in Crawford don't give us as much credit to the Energy Ministry and Grid Company. They tried as much as possible to cut the transmission losses. Obeka no na near friend who doom CSC. Enti no be hu no na.
The doom CSC no was to cut transmission losses.
By changing the line.
Mu cut percentage ahe.
No na make ba no. Na say lines na ya dada I bi ohon ma free nkroma penso yen sesa nyina na esese omo ye den omo sesa ye ni medwa hye ni problem ekoso epebia enso so some major markets no omo ye say as part of that power compact no in Kumasi and Krani Tamale baby they had to rewire the entire markets enti omo ye no free ho no ma na about distribution losses. Distribution losses na ebi nso so ye through transmission, ebi ye operational losses, ebi ye fraud, ebi nso so ye power theft. Say obi
Nkrono ankofo wia.
Nkrono ankofo wia say ye masalachi say ye asori dem, say ye school dying, say ye obi private business, so ye obi hotel, say ye mifie, say ye ankrankra bi it can be anywhere. Omo ye imagine say ye be wi ankania, ye ntua kanea na. Nature say sika say ECG hwe anim no onya because kanea na ye use nanso ye ntua ka. Enti sister Fia, make to the point say ECG antimi anjiji sika and do targets esese omojeje a onya bi mfa ma other parties within the value chain omunya bi mfa nto gas anase fango ema ye ntimi mfa generate enough
And understood don't know about problems when now were there o
enti me kamba
any problems are magically appear when mobile power
there be me kamba with the problem sena ye tua bi but of course under a time aban economic condition flourishing ye grow at 7% rate ye hwe animu say your ratings ye good you will have access to funding on the bond market ne nkeka ho no ene ebra ye kwa economic crisis mu no on expect say even say ye ntua ni nyina aban ne betimi akofa beye $1 billion afiri ba bi say monje nkoto crude ni ade enfan generating patcho what you see the challenges no ebra na sikasem no for about 3-4 years and na bibia sisi so before COVID but na sa issue way it will not even come up for conversation but the initial mechanic saying so for the purpose of education na nkofo atimi follow ye aya mekasa ma aban but also as a lawyer and academic and aspiring lecturer unya akwanya bia enya propaganda nko na obeye enchreche wo ho
why would you to me to be a propaganda why would you
there be nasa yenso ye ton ade
candidate
and so when you need to educate you have to make sure say you are carrying people along as to development and to send a make no obekanya power situation we na chassis really was around 12 December around late December of 2023 when na ye the WAPCO West Africa gas pipeline ka about 19 million meaning so okanya
yes omuka 13 say
thank you enti me come back send your missy can we are concerned we are solving the problem and we are trying to be as transparent as possible so that we can carry people along. That is the most important thing we need to do in this conversation. It shows the public respect, it shows them that we are concerned and that we are doing something about it. And that is a matter of fact. It's not politics, it's a fact. So
I think a lot of people don't even doubt you. The doubt say we have a problem. Number two, say yeah as I na adum so ne ban musidum so bi ani ho yakoka say edum so kra musi edum siesie na no ankofo kobusa yebre pani na pokra so mechirim sade say edum so amu yehu na mu ye timetable say de ban kra be ko school ani enim se kwose de bedum kane a ya to nkra ne nyema ni wo mu uniform nyina aguo for the week time ama time na dum so we say do ada na abenya kane a wutumi to bi odro so kra wutumi to wutu bi bia na de aguo onim say ubedum kane a
Sister Fia, me come back. I am the pan because as someone were expressing, I believe that is the sentiment of a lot of people on over the period. But send your musi huno and yes, and I'm trying to explain. Issue no na ye nim say beche say because it started with West Africa gas pipeline. Near the omoka opepe edunkuno. Nasa out of that 19 million in December. Aban etua mu about 3 million ema omo restore mo services yes okay omo restore the supply of gas so that we can generate the power until nhyehyeye ye de egu akwan mu no ye betua ne aka anima up to 10th January me kind vividly because I did a number of interviews on it and almost I say 3 million na aban etua out of the 19 million insignificant enti sa de omo sa withdraw mo services bill And on the 10th and the 11th and 12th of January, now wapo omasa withdraw mo services. I buy through the Ministry of Finance, SLTR additional 10 million.
Eko ka 3 million no money be 13.
Emma ne be 13 million.
Nti na che se ka mo de wo mo ye 6 pe.
Aha. And some more restore services no on the 12th of January no. And to more restore services now at that time no. Me fan say 2 to 3 weeks there. Now power situation na sa improving na power sharing and na say BBA ni hobby. But we have a situation now. One will say all the generators they are independent of each other. VRA, Bui Power, your friend is saying IPPs, there are a lot of them. Some of the IPPs are even owned by private companies that have huge capacity. But they have their routine maintenance. Anytime Omumuba could be abes or on routine maintenance, there is a shortfall within the grid. As others know crude near a year, they will step up their production so that they make more they ashemu for the losses. And if you until Kanya, late February na Bui Power, they shut down one of their turbines. They issued the communication, they announced to the public, said they are doing routine maintenance. Because of that maintenance, and say now we hear him so benya be 150 megawatts. Unim say be 50 bi de eden. Eko. And to we hear him say other microphones so generating within the period no will make room for the shortfall. Now, Sister Efia, many workers say, yeah, whilst that routine maintenance was ongoing, and she say, yeah, also say,
and I will come and look off until so camera no. I'm say call off until where every so.
Okay, me patch me press me. I mean, who are they? Me press you.
No, technology in is ya na no me the TikTok ga dey akra na mkomi ya na bibia je fon je say afeni here nyina guso ayesiesu ya niam bebre nti na ateko nti once awo hwehwe wo net afi aba
and no whilst no more sa routine maintenance with Bui Power Authority ebeba on board na what the announcement say one of the IPPs or more radiator na say or more yi assay ama immediately at a go you lose almost 500 megawatts meaning say what that communication and that was issued by Gridco. And this is if you imagine about who to account for the supply of gas to come on board. Some who to na ama honum na yemra we see me maintenance ni ama schedule ni asa sure Ghana for because we were confident so situation na ni face na nya de ebedi 1 week. And this is the same communication ECG MD or your interview or the two just okanya any microphone be bro makasa say the situation na ye hu no na enim say bedroom pempen so say so what you say and immediately no e dey necessary omoye SSA we na ya lose a major IPP and say generating plant no near na ya decommission because there were excess capacity which we didn't need. And to no more decommission be or moon fan go and gas and for me quickly I can't be an answer fan go mo be here SSA wo kra free amano ne yede eba na sister when you say ne kra ne na ade nyina ye kan ba
and they say they decommission any na say now we have deployed all of them and
unim say apart from a non so unim say you movie plant na baako every tema ediko kumase
Amerino
say be ya ye betimi adobo ne capacity ne e besa a transfer gas from the west a lay pipe all the way to Anwomaso in Kumase say be ya nkrofo person mo set ya factories ni industry ohonoma ombenya the quality of power will be here for a high industrial area because you enter now who say industries do na ben tematakrade baby ombenya sa high capacity power in the middle belt na ebi ni ho no so yeah industrialization 1D 1F way na omunyina obi ho no ma company bi omunko ahia transformer baako na say want me anya sa infrastructural development here better omanya the quality of power na ni nyina o ma bregu.
Okay, into the American Kumasi is not just for Kumasi residents and Kwan to also to kind of escalate business factories. Remember Kumasi Western North now the Enuti Namudia proposition. Now the one question when they say Ameri NDC for kofa Mary ba mo kasa yo. Mo si Mary ni nyina no boarding e waste. In fact, excess capacity no kra mahama mo time mo ye say. Omo de omo dwene say emergency ni ye hia ni nyina de. But mo de mo excess capacity no. Mo kra mo kan say no boarding. Ma mo no need am say mo ho aye hi no. A lot of people know more pressure because more kasa mahama there. And now what's the use excess capacity?
Sister Fia, met my kasa ban way by capacity a dear can you over 1,000. Energy energy sector experts say about 1,600, but me met my kasa is over 1,000. But the reason why I near can about American is a near dican, and your position on it has not changed. Sister Fia, if there is a day obenya time. SMM for contract no mo be na yen kan sem e wo mo ma ya sister we yen be show na ye kan because I'm married in that name as a company na enya IPP o
enya IPP enya independent power producer
non-existent company almost setting it up edidi middleman ekwaji sa miscellaneous and asa mid-con sa company no mo ye IPP anke e betima contract o mo directly for generating plants at a cheaper cost. Na mama kwa chichira Maria non-existent any portfolio.
It's a ghost company, some for company is not in existence in any country anywhere.
Thank you, me pacho obi challenge ya. After me interview ye, another NDC person so on my track record of the operations of Ameri before operations in Ghana. And to before no penny question, nipa no metoto mpapa so SSA bisane say before the name and our company Ameri no ba Ghana no na hen countries ben na no more track record countries ben na no ma ye adwuma ma ye so adwuma ni enti eno no ho asem na ye ka. It had nothing to do with the fact that we were generating because yenimu say na akosombo ho na president Kufuor kofa abui power beka ho wonim say me ne wo ka say AXA 1 and 2 in excess of 350 megawatts each aban we say na deba and afen so sign new agreement to add nuclear power to your generation mix enye no nko a o wonim say ansa na president Akufo-Addo beba Ghana na your solar energy component of your energy mix na less 1%.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Say you 3.2%.
And yet it's a solar farm no.
Offer Kalio, even Bui Power see I say omo 100 megawatt solar. Out of that 100 megawatts already, omo 40 megawatts a good form eye adwuma. And another 5 megawatts a good sutade no so. No so yeah.
And no na ka ho na more capacity na mo de ka ho be. Me the last time I hear energy commission report it was 1,400. But that was as of I think 2003. Na 1,400.
Okay. Because they say no, the recommendation is say energy mix in green energy. And to say what here even His Excellency Dr. Baumia, Vice President and flag bearer of our party, or seen any swadi who say or no or the 2,000 megawatts of solar and wind capacity. And I consider nuclear any these other green energy because of cost. Say the cost of energy will become cheaper because we have a generating mix now in excess of 60% use crude and acid gas. And we generated through crude and gas and so on. Ne boarding.
Say so I don't know how man go for.
And so we say the more industrialization, precise investments, and setting up companies, including auto assembling plants, vacuum smelter, no, reorganizing now through Giadec, all the value chain, no, power na mube here. So the consumption will keep going up.
Yeah, but that is something that you know already. Wouldn't say consumption up. Population no cost no. More cover 1D 1F no consumption cost because all these companies will be needing more. Or more will be upon home they need more. These are all estimatable. You still think that there's an excuse say na munnim say problem do say madum so abeba because it doesn't sound to me say fair.
Asam na me kan no sister Fia o me say me at one point.
Okay.
They say so what capacity ni bebre kwa na ebro so na ebi wundu so a what do you do? Ebi ohonoma a won supply gas nkom. Ebi ohonoma a won fa crude nkom. Enti enye se eni ho. Nanso so fango ana say we na wo de bekom. Munye contingency arrangements beba because estimated peak levels capacity amubenya no mun calculating me pacho what yasi
Matuasi, yeah.
so no eniama na sisi na aba no quickly obeya se ne sa de a se na we nya adwuma ye ma ne nya adwuma se we ye relocate akwa ha ye nye se we ye pese e de gas ka ho un se bi ho na efa crude pe yes ye mfa gas nka ho na nya hybrid ne double the capacity and na arrangements no with the procurement and funding who pay sikani ni bibia na enya da krasem it will take some money.
Why is it that if that is the case, why is it that still doom so? Because by your explanation, let's just say any say doom so. Because once I be commission first, no. What was the problem? But no, where do you commission in and afe? Would the gas need doom so? There's still a gap for the doom so.
Sister, if you me you say na Ameri no kokumase.
Okay.
Afe no makopa hontoma. The improvements beba. But you know, say ade na widespread that it takes time. And even as at Enra Kwesiada 28, may checks with Gridco, any ECG tracer within Omo enclave, they didn't shed load. They were able to meet demand for their peak capacity. And no tracer yandum kania will be amputable. Okay. There can be kania dum related to other matters. But it's not because they didn't have adequate capacity for the nights. That is just for Sunday nights. And as any misi can fango bani other it is say omodi America Kumasi or my direct gas ni be free to the west to Kumasi. It will give room for them to even bring more gas to Temaha. Me pa sure what I say. And all these improvements will come gradually. I hear him say so many. Now this issue will be a thing of the past.
Okay, but so Udiri say Bosume be me and 9 year. Mode ya fa dum so no. It was it justified? And as we be hwe ko akire and oye proactive. And we hear who say we any say ya. Baby I can we can stop any kind of doom so. Do you think it's doom so yes of it could have been prevented?
Sister Fia,
yes,
we may all the time because we are not in politics for the excuses. We should be in for the solutions. It is easier to say yeah the Bosumi in solve a problem be I will be in fear 9 attempt solve it should tell you say the sector is quite complex and it has its challenges. Next also say at this point I mean sure say be anywhere you beka eya asem dead than say obi be kofi an nka na esisi so no beto ne fan na ebeba no beso ne AC na ebeba enti ye de ye beti kasa no so na ya ma adwuma na ye more improvements na eba me gidi say mo amo platform so enkrofo kwa na be free in aka say hey there be asade na ye yi o enti no I'm giving you the assurance say munya hotoso say ye ni abred den a ye adwuma and as a spokesperson for the government we see take it from me enya de a ye fa na ho gono so ana ye di agro
but no obi kase aban mo fairly in terms of energy sector management and obi respond saying the fact that dumso ne yetna hokrama dumso ne baye no it's an indication say how the aban fairly you may have been successful in other areas but what fairly what would you say
me can say obi ma oda sumu mfie 9 mfie num na obi ama wada sumu bosume 9 we don't have excuses me the as Ghana media you are not supposed to sleep in the dark in the day but obi na wo beka sa aban na failing you know if the motivation is that yadamu bosume 9 nti mo mpama ban na mo nkofa ne odum nkane amfie 9 ba sister if it doesn't make any sense anywhere in any jurisdiction enti me ka say your results nebeba ewa brankofo behu say the testing is not in ordinary times. The testing is a problem aba and the speed with which you address it. And we are trying to apply the most maximum speed. Say be yan kania issues in be restore. And you know munun so twen ope.
Into assurance say how many days what is the time frame
acha some make us solutions na baba gradual. And to obi am feeling ya so obi da esumu de ono no ka asem na ono wonjintum ba me say acha abosome de na enya me na meba be ka say the situation has changed one kasa mo so mo platform na be kan kane asem a is the public who will tell you say oh there be say de enti say bi na ye de based on what I know any nhyehyɛ me nim say edi gu akwan me confident say enche kra
na what na bobi si me mbuta say given the fact said the mode ye mahama pa occupy Ghana MPP for members baby no more occupy Ghana members na po no oka ho yera finance minister na no ya no ho ye free hoyi kenofroyata na oka ho keligaje kponum nyina na omo ka ho esankoma pressure pa mo de ma mahama granted say na 4 years de obi ate ase enti na ho kire de na ho na afi na abroso but the people are saying say messages almost sending almost party the fact say sabre na dum so a chere yenti enu ti kra na nka wasen ka mo taking lessons so the accusation mo de bom say mo ye politics dodo mo de mahama dum so na ye politics dodo na say nya bibia akro mo do mo tum say bia na nyankopon na etua mo kan say mo ba ye wama dum so ni bia beto mo no say de mo de ye politics because mo politics na ama mo kwa mo wansua de na nka wose mo sua free mahama de enim ene say bia ba yi
sister, if you are an American, you have Ghana for under sumu in fear neither. We won't do that. We have learned lessons. Intimate market also within the value chain. Or more money, they will tell you say we are fixing it. Met market say me were challenged with how it has been communicated, of course. Even within your fault, say the institutions could have managed the public engagement and communication better. Asema say be told that say ni obesi a church wasem na wa carry people along na oma we mu omo expectations ni nyina beboa especially with planning na we can because all the issues of course the issue statements but ensem ni bi ohonoma enye krata 1 page or the bekwa 2 page na Twitter and e be solve ni nyina uhia actual stakeholder engagement na public sensitization no mahu say na mo say na wutu enti what they make man say bibi chema we have no excuse there are a lot of lessons as to how we should carry the people along in this and I be that COVID by people saw how a situation it was unbearable and for kra near mo hwe anim say beba bosumi mienu bosumi nsia na obi na container bo yes 4,000 obeti yes 12,000 enyema ko homo baby obi project ka mu be yemfie mienu but obi ahu rechichire mpo so obeti fellow Ghanaians obi a rechichire say obeti say Ghana Health Service na what be no mu na Ministry of Information and krata eba na data of COVID count
no more
kasani ade enti of course make say if there are no lessons anameboa there are lessons that we've encouraged the sector people say as I saw omo na ye nti our public name na abrofosem ne yentete so na kasa na break it down into local languages and all languages me take na kra nka meka say yemfa ga any every na just so that you carry the public along but ahotoso e wom ni say as I mentioned the West is behind. We are vigorously working say solutions never by in real time.
They say ono mo be my timetable no bosumi ya ke ante say e betwa no kra mo be my timetable ana
imagine chemu free some of the key sector people and some American nyina ni enchechemu because at Ministry of Information implementing agency but we offer support and management based on enchechemu any senior mobesi dia fa system no ne nkrata e bekan any appreciation of the issues near the biabremu and maybe so almost say this last mile and I say last few weeks in the situation no what are their strategies na say mo bi o ha e betimi e dia abo mo to engage the public me did this akwanya wo fit kase so awu
okay you we free no because do some the pressure no more everybody is talking I don't have to down for come super but let's show rural sector now you come say president ko ajo so any punching ko for bi pa but before rural sector no railway and also one of the areas 8 years ka say access MPP for you betimi at the account what is the railways come train am the abane ko for sit road mo ye kana no obi nam circle no who train no chat picture no they send him say if you are where trot run as a training you say you're short it what is the situation with the railway no
sister Fia meba railway sector no so but me preamble to this conversation any we've gone through a lot of challenges as a country, not just as a country but area self and baby e won prepare mo away me say whether it has to do with conflicts, whether it has to do with fuel prices, whether it has to do with yare ban from Mamni Bibia. Way and command yet in 1918, 1919, 1920.
Hello, Honorable.
Yes, some
Honorable.
matches and yeah.
Now,
Some
okay.
aye. Ayen sama na eti ne tete abakosem. Eniema ni bi o hwe sisi say ya me pan ya ka say in my lifetime Europe ekun besia ma makowo pan me ekunkum nkrofo assistant kamijindi. But I'm saying say globally these are very challenging times. And even though mete honoma aya na abribia me watch charts of country bia ni over the last 5 years how their inflation has doubled and tripled and gone to 5 times. Yenya akwanya bi say ya aya na me mpese I will restrict everything to the data, but to also talk about the peculiar issues affecting Ghana this year. That being said, we have never taken it for granted said there's been economic challenges. But we've gone under an IMF program because the post-COVID program for economic growth so the necessary funding support for economic stability. Now ye development. From the last quarter of 2023, projections are now with economic growth are exceeding targets. In fact, projections of the Bretton Woods institutions on Ghana economic growth for the year 2023, now 1.5%. A lot of people were surprised, say exceed about, I think about over to either 2.4, 2.5 thereabout. Here exceed, sir. Ama even projections for this year no crano. And Crawford to say yendu the end of this year no. Now they will also review it upwards. There is also projections say if next year ekoka 2028 no your growth no betimi akwa akodru mrebi a ebedru be 5% per annum. And no yehwe eniema
growth here and they walk ground Asia because everybody is saying it's a chroma heading statistics need show this kind of growth.
Sister, if your mammy can be being sure, so you can't decline in inflation and chesa yen to niema boom. And chesa say yen to BBM. But a chesa the rate I bet to niema boom above form. Now, Obi Ohonoma was here, no, there statistics. So on the ground, they're different. Sister Fia, I struggle to believe such arguments. Nipa krona Ghana Statistical Service, eba say inflation is 8%, ujitu. Omoka say 54%, usi trodo edemu clean. Omoaba say a drop of over about 30 percentage points. Amana baba be drew 23% and now 25% they also mobile. Sister, market now moko gada data ne hwa na nyina yeko. Ba nyame mu na to dan so a e na meka no aya na me bompa e plan se omo sum nyame plan na nyame be mo madoso amanyo semu and in public discourse and in media circles so that ye beka no as it is. Me wo kan twi me krampo na se wo kan no kra. Ebi a me mouth the actual reaction but in me trimu no minimu say you have said it as it is, and that integrity must come first. And there are so many items in my carts, and me carts are me did they check inflation. But in real time, and yama na me to me who say, anwa, ye what 25 liter gallon kesiye no. Eti me kwa yako drew 1,200 Ghana cedis. Na ya better so, amane ye to be 450 cedis, be 460 cedis.
The same liter no.
The same 25 liter ne and they are metoyo yet a chiri dia metoy. And sister, adenti na mintimin can crunch say, oh, come on, na 200, na 300 no, na say, a 1,000 to so ne dia sabasi, adena mintimin kasa. Why will I struggle? And I say, adenti na me can trust say, yente so, obi ani mumbo, obi ani webo ni webo. Eduani full staff ni ade nti ade nti na sister Fia ntimi nka no kre
nti ya Ghana for na empese ya be admit say na maybe one inflation aba from ye na empese ya be admit ana we see
ebi mo admit machine nipa bebre o admit but obi ohonoma ebi ana ne conversation based on the fact say ebi a wonye informed and wate atisem and I said there's been any misleading conversation on a platform or non so atwe to ni trim. But I'm saying, say the reality is say the rate of inflation and echo before no is so abafo. But that is beside the point, sister. even whilst we are going through an economic crisis and pursuing recovery, I was surprised under President Akufo-Addo abamu. Key projects are under any regime. Kombeka sani ye nanso se sikasem na hode no wofo muntie jai. I am surprised at the rate at which aban atimi sustaining a lot of developmental projects in all sectors. Sister Efia, because we are interested in railways, but one key sector, I'm a person who do any DHA because maybe in my assessment of Aban performance here, I think is the most excellent sector. Aban we deliver, which is the security sector. Aban we deliver in ways in sector the data and RTI. And the RTI into also to make sure the Ministry of Interior Montre nipa dodo amafano in police ni amafase sister if you are in na make sa me na me fear police stations here nim minimum police for in 2015-2016 no man no moto mu boot she o man no moto makade me police station na esi me area Israel King of Jew me nya sure se ka akra no mu obi hwe President Akufo-Addo bae unim say 2016 not the capacity of the Ghana Police Service personnel staff omuni na aposi for no more Ghana hina no more 33,213 213 officers the whole country officers men staff capacity omo office omo muchini as of 2023 the police service staff personnel 46,116
46,116 to more about say
13,000.
Okay.
And I count the capacity of the service. The same landmass. And so look at the improvements, the personnel per capita, and now say police personnel per population ratio.
Do you think it's a way a good decision, Anna? Because more sika debate you isn't Ninian count economy na say no. Because if we increase the police population by 13,000 plus. Not consolidated government. It
is a very security is a very important decision for West Africa.
We agree, but who sika can the economy pay them?
Sister, if you see it, you muka. And I am saying, sir, senka insecurity or Ghana na terrorist attack, you won't even have any economy. So the safety of the country has no price. That's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Enti Abra Burkina the central government, even where they have military leaders, they don't control the entire territory of the country. To say Burkina Faso, about 6 regions are handled by terrorist organizations. Even military ruler they are in charge of those regions. They are not in charge of the governance of the entire
so at least Ghana, we have a hand over your territory.
Thank you. Our land and sea territorial borders integrities is not breached. It's okay. And to the safety of the country and the people in it, despite Abribia say Ghana is safe. Ghana is one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. It's because of some of these investments. And I mean me koda sorry. Abra yenjin who say yay me kodai or chiname sorry ana. Because Boko Haram niha. Because terrorist threats and attacks or country. Ghana is the only country in West Africa that has not experienced an attack. And yeah, non sister Fia, me follow post on social media ni bibia. And chebia ndi afe. O can say Ghana Mampenyi Eco Commission Police Accommodation 504 housing units.
Yes, I know Sisi Ma or Monet in a cassette. Be flat apartment.
Thank you. Before then, no commission 320 housing units or Tessam. And under President Akufo-Addo alone, housing for the police service. The police at a kete porch and can't fridges in Pumachi. The living conditions near ye. Na bad.
No, what the afraid you know be bonting. Police won't be really.
Me say under this government, Abina contribute to a total of 824 housing units to the service.
824 housing units.
Housing units to the service. And so wow, car vehicles 1,854, and Abina contributed to the service. Unim sa ban we buy at go na who say be 500 cameras di ya san a lie. And honorable Ambrose Berry e ko pan ho ntoma. Afa de ona man kan service ni omo cameras saloon car kama. Enya ariabo. A free honor apart from the 1,854 vehicles, motorbikes 3,954. To add to the fleet, the visibility, the efficiency of the service.
Asa na mo de sa horses bi ne beka ho no kwa. Okay.
Any more
horses na mo de aka onye say police boni cars. Cause that me who will be social media see they say police boni cars. I thought it was funny because the police have always had those horses.
More cars double the fleet they had before 2017.
Okay.
And that is a fact.
Okay.
Enya no kwa o. Unimsa President Akufo-Addo after 3 helicopters am Ghana Police Service. O can see a call independent.
Ghana Police Service matter helicopters am
more helicopters miensa mo aeroplane miensa.
Helicopter na aeroplanes.
Helicopter na sa wo kan twi mu na okaka say helicopter no ncha say na we akiri. Did you for say ewiemu shan na me
aeroplane okay. So
helicopters miensa.
Police for there na armed forces air force for there na mo go free.
There be police for there ya painting blue Ghana Police.
Dedicated to Ghana Police.
Dedicated to the police service. Me say invoke RTI na kwache.
No, papa na second hand there because mu training na ya say area wo bi na makoto. Ni na ya say mo kwa ikokompe. Abroche kokompe no makwa fa second hand na mo de abebrim yeni so. Papa na say ikokompe dey bi.
President Akufo-Addo wa evident ni e friend no ayeboafo. Onya kwatre kwa. Me say ye call adakulu. Yekoya independence celebration. For the first time, police for be display a mu shine the kan hu ya.
Na mo di play na ba adakulu ho. Hello Honorable. Honorable, I say internet nde catch us lo so na ntumi my onye ye internet no rough bia I say otumi my nya fax ni nyina say de tie no. Honorable fix internet because o for be join no mo so ma church o ma dwene whether they believe they okay because shocking go be say shocking o mo nim kra say o si bibi sa
police helicopters miensa o comment section obi o hwe bibia police for na nkasa wo mu TV stations o mu posti ho o mu page o mu posti ho it was all over. Just say bad news sells, good news doesn't. I was surprised that such a monumental achievement, first of its kind, it didn't get its way into mainstream. I ain't any conversation I story in a day. Mamin free honum. Unim say Ghana prison service. Prison service as at 2016 normal staff capacity. I have 5,431. Ghana
5,431.
And Ghana prisons. 2023 11,472.
It's more over about 6,000
over 6,000 and aka prison service. Enya no kwa o. Omo infrastructure na ebebre bebe we see a time until we
yes.
Fire service. Uninsa fire service the whole Ghana 2016 no omo 7,000. 2023 omo 15,000. And under President Akufo-Addo, fire service increasing capacity personnel by 8,000. Now, on say fire service and the entire training as much. The whole Ghana since President Nkrumah Penso. Na Ghana was just one fire service training
school. Okay, yeah. I need Jamestown. No.
Me patron Jamestown. Under President Akufo-Addo, we see 3 new fire service training schools. Ewo Wungu in the northeast region na Lerigun chain. Ewo Chebi ena ba ku odua ya nkwanta na no ni nyina o mapa ho ntoma.
Nti 3 fire service training schools.
3 new fire service training schools. Instead of 1 no. And also may come infrastructure and accommodation bebre nti no member so kra.
Okay.
3 new training schools in the northeast region, in the eastern region, and in the Ahafo region. No free honoma Ghana Immigration Service 2016. Sister, if you know, we have 4,270. In 2023, Ghana Immigration Service, we have 13,646. We share difference now about 8,008 plus any their capacity now. We have no free honoma na cortex control, but me say every single institution in the security
service. So why the focus on security? And
I am saying this because and I make all kinds of President Akufo-Addo EPA naval ships and nine to my brand new naval ships.
Naval ships. No.
I am saying this because aban bia ba or nani swadi hunu or the government policies and priorities. It is not in doubt, say based on President Akufo-Addo na namo awotu before COVID, during COVID, after COVID, HSA, the priority areas the security, education, health, top on the list.
Okay.
That is the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
So obiane na this one hindi hunu. Akomana ba ko national cake any check or every sector. But some of the sectors that were struggling the most, our President Akufo-Addo this scene and this one hunu. I say yare more because even with COVID, I say I know how to bring the economy back to life, but I don't know how to bring people back to life. So I will protect the people, the lives first, and then the economy. Into amampenya dream mono, nipa hu bambo, protection, security. Say Ghana be safe. Na sister fear, now say bisa say di enti na make asa. Unim say safety ninti na ama na possible. So obi wa amanonia. Despite the situation in West Africa, yes, Ghana is safe into urban tourism. Sister.
Okay, because Ghana is safe into.
Thank you. Enti no moba. And the ona monkran cantonment, Labon, East Legon. Crane is sending them with my high-rise building, Airbnbs. Sister, if you are, many Airbnb money I won't cry hanky better. I hope why yeah, do more ha. Restaurants are obeda sorry every 1 kilometer near see restaurant for 4. The tourism industry in Ghana that is growing because Ghana is safe.
Okay. And what they I don't think so be a bad doubt to say what they my idea is okay, but in terms of say
sister fear and American. Aya can bomu tra Mrs. Kasem no magia to Msa Hutre or why solve it. But Obi or Honoma rather will take one sector and generalize a banning yeshi.
Okay.
Then so Udo Musuko now cast okay for arguments, bra. Sector by sector. Minim NDC Nibia. Sector by sector. I'll bet you not na honum. As to the record of President Akufo-Addo and President Mahama. Our Becca said tourism yes nemo. Health yes nemo. Education yes nemo. Ye waste nemo. Social protection. Who didn't rush sector mupe or say but nina reflect to a bottom.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, under President Mahama, no one first can be bottom. Not on first can be bottom.
Yeah, but they will refer you to exchange rate and they say President Mahama time that exchange rate and at least CD dollar now 4.3. A core even the highest. A 4.3. Into no to me manage. Now no crown point Ghana for so months so the prior President Mahama to confess. Now no Martin Pebu I'm saying anado and Mahama higher popular. In fact, not some more say. Mahama kwa campaign manager ni President Akufo-Addo cause adwuma awanye na also omo lawyers no kwa wo go bi animase no ti na Mahama you know
sister Fia me ohu ene na make no ene wo ya academic wo ye hwan o yes me no aya na me person krofo be yi o manim se me wa amanyokuo AB no aba se ye metwe amanyokuo record manson na ye de asi ani na aka no as it is. Now the audience who hide behind BBH ya na me kan wasema mintimi nka. Sister Fia. Exchange rate politics in kwana ya. President Kufoni NPP. Na CD to dollar na 1 CD 20 pesos as at the year 2009 January. So exchange rate in tia adentin na NPP antoaso.
Okay, 2008 you know at the same time.
Yeah. The same logic now or no canon. From 1 CD 20 pesos to 4 CD 80 pesos and now 4 CD 20 pesos 400% times 4. From 4 CD to 12 CD or 13 CDs times 3.5. Me say you use only the nominals. Now one percentage increase. And all other factors. Me economics. But omo economics I bet from I bet not say what does it mean for the economy. It is so obi inflation here 1%. Now all of a sudden aqua 7%. No be there 7% na 14%. No aka say hey, would if free 7 aqua 14 to a double. As a China say ade na oton na ba mo hu mienu. Nanso a would free 1 call 7 no. Ade no bo ba ho emo ho 7 times.
7 exactly.
Enti no sanka inflation nkwa logic and ye kan di bu aban a. Ade nti na NDC F4 ebeje NPP akonya e wa bra na cedi to dollar e 1 cedi 20%.
To what time say inflation kwa na did determine aban performance.
And even if it's in inflation a percentage increase no. Even in this world situation, me pacho obi or computer near you or calculator or honoma. Me use my phone inti. Manin convert percentage increase from 1 cedi 20 pesos to 4 cedi 20 pesos. Any from 4 cedi 20 pesos to 13 cedi. No onka the difference in show. And it is not the only issue. Now, sister, if you are back to the railway sector, and I won't talk about just the railway. Make a railway sector, me person me the aviation because roads ne transport are quite huge. Aha, but railway ni aviation na kwa say nkete nti yetete ho yenka ni nyina embomu ye. Sister Fia, hwe woni mu say aban we say bae. Enkrofo an no moti between Takrade to Takwa. Na train no mo say in 2 for almost 11 years. Oh yeah, away.
There be me the last time okay, me mbusa the last time caught Takwa I didn't check. Na training here juma to Takwa.
And I make her say honorable Govt ebaye. And abino unim sa abine shed who said the railway sector was struggling. Enti or yes enti a whole ministry say be facilitate the sector. And crofobit to make us say I say na NDC abino and akwape funding for construction of 84 kilometers. Your friend is saying Tematu akosombo no makope sika abeto ho enti no sa railway lines president Akufo-Addo asi awie kra na ni kwan so credit for building it. Sister me patro so ni baby akosombo anu twa me patro unim say presently railway na ye wo on Tematu mpaka dan no NDC communication officer ka say Yatam railway no akwakosi nowhere no unim say 100 kilometers.
And you want 80 kilometers, no?
They say Unimu say na railway plan, no, even the original design, no, did not have any plan to cross the Adome to the Volta River. It is not in any plan, and I challenge any NDC person because challenges Chaponji for na Afcons for no more construction or more documentaries are marshaled on their website. Say they had to package almost a completely new contract for this government to pay for them to put a bridge on the across the river and to extend further for us to get to 100 kilometers. Oh yeah,
these were all additions.
And original plan no.
Okay. But you are admitting say mo beto 80 kilometers
funding no, of course.
Okay. And almost somebody be aka ho 20 aka
ho and yasa the construction.
Okay. And matter ya bridge that nsuo no so.
And a sister, if your mamma can't interesting thing being show. So I buy a sign contract to so up a bossian. Oh, time I be release the bossian is Sicano. Time I Sicano be release no. Yeah, never release no. Osha annual debt report for that year, the parliament. So I near calculated our debt no. E come. And two bet my sign contracts. But Okona me bana me beji Sicana near calculated their coming. Me debt for that annual debt report.
Okay.
And to see a kind debt, the Obeka so a debt, yes, so what could debt in if free house or yakoha. But Ubi so must say, okay, debt now Makukrakohana, a Fibian Honoma Yemfa annual debt report, enco before parliament. Annual debt report, and also before parliament, every single project that is contracted under that debt, no. Debt ninia adia yedi debt ninia adia yedi every single MP has access to the annual debt report in parliament. And to say ebi ohobi tin beka say na mukra mu dis come who ade amode ye so
exactly.
MP there it is intellectually dishonest because
MPs na parliament NDC MP omo nyina ni baby is kanoko
omo nyina ni na anya omo na omo approve bosia no report no so omo na omo gi obi ani ho no ma woni. That being said no sister Fia when him say Kojo Chrome near ye, a lot of the Western Rail Line abina developing. When him saw more the maintenance center near in home. Baby, I build the train, yes.
Or why your maintenance center or
they say Nini na home. In fact, not any human capital because training in I that the more pretty. Now they have to even collaborate with UMAT
Okay.
Say be on betimi operate a faculty and say university curriculum a be training for with capacity for the entire railway value chain. Because ultimately build the sector no abra build the local capacity
exactly.
with the sector. And so all these improvements, including say abino, as well 12 unit train. Ye di kan di biaba. Mote say second one o malodi enampo so. Ebi be free echiraba. And so ebi mo ka kira o say an ene o mo de ba na me pese ye na say wase. No one who say nipa na they are being dishonest because what we wanted to bring featured in the budget and everything. Yes, 12 unit trains. And to obi ani mu say enye ni nyina na aba. Ne omadi kan ye awie bi aba ba ko aduru ha ba ko na mposo ebi nso beba. And yes, the first unit of the 12 unit diesel train eba we say ba second one na kwanso ba. So we haven't been dishonest.
Okay.
Intiminity as so be creating impression is say near beba ne no na aba bedri.
Okay. I think that even NDC no crash should be grateful because like ten okay say what you say 80 kilometers no crash we no more the kind of ho adwuma masika no craba.
No, technically no. Oma kope ho bosia.
And I make us technically NDC stroke MPP project. And we NDC you shouldn't even be criticizing this, right?
We haven't been dishonest about it. Just that NDC for na oma for me kuobi. As oma yo say JM legacy projects. And ye just abanya anye projects bi. Opa akosi wo dan wa ha wo di agro omo the legacy beba be bo say we JM legacy. And I'm telling you say Mami ma one of such instances. In 2015, unim said Tamale Airport, Tamale Airport. NDC Nibia Bekacho said President Airport Terminal na ya commissioner isi hono. Obeba Bejino Akase NDC JM Legacy. Unim adia phase 1 of NDC near one budget muni bibia omoye wa Tamale Airport ho. Expansion of runway, ground lights, and apron. Asa.
Enope.
Terminal enope. And I challenge say, Momunfa documents bimra a containing the composition of Tamale Airport Phase 1 development. Unim yento amon famba. Because omo peso omo da Ghana for catcher omo say the brand new terminal building. Any hard terminal na esi Tamale no. And so factcheck.com, ne fact checkers in Nakra add the proof about say from funding. President Akufo-Addo kwaji wo UK Export Finance. NC kwaji wo Germany 2018-2019. And ye terminal buildings no from scratch. From funding to contracting to
for terminal building there is all more MPP.
All President Akufo-Addo.
The runway ni dey na mahama moye.
My renovation, expansion of the runway. And sister Fia, as I was saying, we expand the runway now the light bobo so. Aden na umba bonten meka no kre. Ese ma me Tamale amena me ye runway expansion. President Akufo-Addo wasi terminal buildings. We twa kwan that between Tamale to Wale baby a branch by airport. Yeah, brand new road. E can sa face ya complete ye hu with the terminal. Any airport when you na ya new car parks near you na e can
project new projects.
Completely new project from funding. I'm saying it on authority. This is a very important platform and everyone can verify.
Okay.
And to me, kasa yes, Tamale Airport Terminal from scratch. President Akufo-Addo's project and this legacy.
Mon can say runway no mo na mo ye.
There be yes, terminal, Tamale Airport Terminal. You can phase 2, I say terminal.
When you Tamale dey na Kumasi dey na say president mama mo so ye ho adwuma kakransa.
And I make a ban. Before I remember Kumasi no. When himself from early 2016. Na Sunyane Airport runway na tutu a tantan.
Yeah.
Na commercial flights eja hoko.
Yeah, my way. Enti ye ko Kumasi ye ko Sunya ye ko si Kumasi ansan.
Me patwan. And so unim President Akufo-Addo apesika ye renovation wo the airport aye bibia. Na so anankofo refi say sebi.
The NDC for book na they say who study your book no so aka ho.
Sister, sebe ya me share NDC ni. Na one beka say President Akufo-Addo nya hwe. Me na ma mikito mu green book ni kita President Mahama 2012 manifesto. Any omuka so mbe yo manye nyina makala wom. Say be ya
obi say eno Kumasi de no mo no mo ye.
Obi ti omutim eniama bebre no omutro book mu so omaye. Enso so obehwe no na funding no starting no oni mo including some basic Eastern Regional Hospital, 10 colleges of education. Mrs. Sister Missy Bebre, listen a dorsum. I thought that me person is scanning na me and ma crossing in a men fan to abronte and confonche the dishonesty that we have in Ghanaian politics. Me can't say Obia dinani so adi hunu beba. It is subject to the resources that are available to the country. Any near ye betimaye. Ebi ohonoma wani so ade hunu ni akohoma sika no enyepe nanso so no nkrofo be hu modembo eni baby a wapem e de ayeden akodru omu se wo ya ade na substantially se obi twa 100 anye adenti na obi nso twa 70 ane amane because ye nim say this person was on the right path, but people will make every argument possible say be omo beka say President Akufo-Addo wanye say Maminka bibincho. Kumasi airport terminal no ewo faces. Me nka NDC ni a project mano. Oka say ye na ye start phase 1 and na ye kope funding say ye phase 1. Ade say obisa na say what is the composition for phase 1?
Okay.
It scares me say mostly they don't even know what they are talking about. Ni opa ne say project na wie na esi ho no abeji achinye say JM legacy. Sika project amuye bia ye na ekope sika bai. And in most instances these are lies.
Into one more me two sika for Kumasi airport no.
Me say wo sika for face wo ye ya Fabra say me face no ye per funding. It was supposed to do A, B, and C. Nyame na meka wa asem ama. Ye de aya no me na e na wo kan say politics na do baby ye kan ye de ye ton ya sempa. Eni ade aya ye. President Akufo-Addo aye bibia try say terminal building no ye betimi asi awie ne open to the commercial. Your friend is saying for commercial flights. I don't want to take the wind out of the sail because they are about to commission.
Okay.
And we have a whole program around it. But so what they say, a commercial flight about free the tabelando. And I want
me video no cry because all this was done me be fire serious brother Kumasi. Because me near back could be a crowd no I frustrated. Or to me do airport now in the flight to because Kumasi international and Kumasi airport in Sebi Kumasi quite serving the whole of Kumasi all the way to all the northern sectors. The eyebrows to say Kumasi international airport. There's no excuse. There's no going around it.
Sister Fia so ko Kumasi acha. Ube hu se terminal na nkasa de ya de o mawie. Edan ni si ho. Nanso so one say a kwan from airport runabout eba ho nyina o mai. And an expansion of runway any taxiing area no nyina. On be expand ya mana kodru new way. On say na omo de nkyensee.
Yes, na kata ho
omo be ye wie. Ye nya ntie se nyame adoma June ye mu. Ye omo bebie. Entini enum nsu atwe.
Let us omo wie June the international flight omo do Accra ya omo ko Kumasi they can go to Kumasi and offload them there.
And one say a kind international flight airport to be ne market. So one say you cannot just put the planes there when the market is not there. Intermediate say between Ghana Airport Company ne ICAO ne all the other international organizations, they will make assessment of this. But there is also a critical market Africa has a Ghana which is the regional market. Sister Fia, so wo ko Nigeria. Either say obetimi afa aska akosi Togo. Now free Togo ako Benin. Na Benin to Niger. And now ube free Accra ako Burkina Faso. Now there's Mr. Burkina Air Cote d'Ivoire edi ako pie Abidjan. No we free Abidjan ato aso ako Niger. And so obi gina boku no ako Niger lo tuka be 9 hours no wedu. Enti adentimi e was set connectivity problems. So there is a whole regional marketer. Me did say ye benya second international airport ebema pressure ni be free Accra no. Some of the intercity and domestic and connecting flights across the region ebetimi ama ne ho. Enti say yenya Tamale, yenya Kumasi na yenya yi. Oni say Kumasi ne the President Akufo declare international dada. International airport since 2003. Then so the accompanying infrastructure. Amateur.
Okay. Honorable me person man for joining. But say be I ever found another time here rose because rose so that
And okay, education there also any minister.
Education many minister here last week. Or the video ni ade nyina by e-blocks. The STEM project. These are the things. No ochra ni ehun say adanti na me ha so ni adwo asem say because obi a no wa kire enu ni ekwan ni nie we da no obi ahun cause a year of assessment. Year of assessment.
It is a roads no cry there. Unim ni nyame beye. So unim say last year President Akufo-Addo Achinyidie into ono kwa parliament no attached to the message of the state of the nation or the annex for you. Roads na every kilometer because so come so obwa at the constructing road no at the UK. Now what is the kilometer? They forget the intercity, the community connections and everything.
Okay. Honorable ni yankopon ya adema be a 2 weeks time yenye road. 2 weeks time yenye road because road dey this your friend nko a.
Why am the pan?
Yemfa road ni eka road asem but before that we
in the tourism sector. What President Akufo-Addo has done with the image of Ghana and tourism. Meaning say
market Ghana. Nko so no so no say Ghana di wa broche.
Say obi a work can be a wonim ne work.
Say President Akufo-Addo no ama Ghana fans ya ba form.
Sister. Before President Akufo-Addo ba 2017 no mo bo shows we hin. Enya feature shows.
Shows be na okay music shows na.
Entertainment programs na ya wo Ghana ha. Because
stadium you Kumasi Accra stadium you President Akufo no say the program o
emprado do ahi
stadium
me say the first time I hear ball program was stadium no na so program ni pa e ba na wo bo bibia won the market the tourism market for Ghana in December without a doubt is a creation of
December any tourists e ba na do na dey aba
na do na kwafa ni year of return by
honorable Fati the honorable Fati to bonds at na Rollins here or the Pan African Day and the Pan Festival here na Rollins here or the one about Emancipation Day any day na Rollins na do na 30 December na ba
say sister FA me pacho 2014 to 2016 na Ghana na 30 December
na ni ho mo na ni oba na Pan Fest no na form mum me pacho
Pan Fest
no for American
Panafest yeah after 30 years na nipa 20 Cardinal Elmina Castle ne
but me can say Julius Debramo time honorable Julius Debramo time omo do mo elevate any in the Minister of Tourism kwa no dey say
elevate
to me tourism Julius Debramo ma me e
tourism no we here
honorable na say tourism mo dey kwa kakra.
Oh, sister Fia.
Kwa we na nkofo ba ni ani Julius Debramo wa dom ni ani Julius Debramo ye adwuma na mo ba.
Oti pumpum abobi.
Na enye December mom de na no ye kwa
Ghana, your tourism markets, and the introduction of the diaspora in droves, in their numbers. What me call Afro Nation, what me who group of Akokrana, Obiampo nti local language biao. The interest, and then to say buying no President Akufo-Addo de gu akwamu. President Akufo-Addo na yen nhwehweye. Sister, if you want say Ghana ha from me fan say even last year from 15 December to 15 January. Oba Ghana visa free. Oh yeah away.
Mini I don't me away. Me see African Americans bebre. Me see if you are America, mutumi ba na omo ka Ghana se ma kire me.
Me sister if you unimu nhwehweye o mampanyi. Edi to akwan mu branding aye for beyond the year of return. Any beyond the return.
Na no African Americans see the year mo na mo ye. Year of return mo na mo ye.
African now only President Akufo-Addo na ye. What him say year of return President
African Americans ya no mo say 500 years.
Eh President Akufo-Addo. Your Office of Diaspora Affairs and the Office of the President.
Omo na mo di year of return ba ye.
Mr. Abebio na dia dongo Musa.
Mr. Abebio
Ministry of Tourism, Ghana Tourism Authority. Yani ade ya government.
No market Ghana 30 December no.
When him President Akufo-Addo call year of return who road show across the world. Oko road show.
Okay, minimum US dey no mo che ye na me hu no US.
They say oko call baby bebre UK bebre. And sana ye diaspora return. Ene ye say wa arrangement sa wo ba wo citizenship a ye mamu agono. Ebi okra wo ba just for visitation na diaspora affairs Office of the President untima letter na dey call immigration. Now they are quite resident permits. Emma to go 2018 me wo honyo BCO. Ure fi sana me edmo Jubilee House.
Yes.
President Akufo-Addo ma citizenship no. Owie ye no akọ ni road show so wo year of return, marking the 400 years at the last slave ship Eko Abrochire. And yeah, beyond the return. Sister Fia, it's important I'm talking about this because not tourism infrastructure in Ghana, and most of them were dead. Me patro work on national friend is a museum. One with the new national
new one new one there.
And
No there
na
na
me
say
come
nka.
make am.
Me hu. National museum ho. Apart from Kwame Nkrumah museum no.
Me say sister if you national museum, na nko obi ansi no munya even 10,000 Ghana.
Oh museum no.
Me say kwana
museum no.
Koshe museum.
Oh, I don't obi sister be cross any message Regina be there cause it's true.
Me say koshe the road network, the building, there was an overhaul. Omo ye na come to say Kwame Nkrumah there now. Okwa National Museum now ko hu facelift. Enya ho nko an. Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum.
Ehọ de mehu, ehọ de won ha ho. Jaru ba e krase ho na no ne yi omo twetwa pictures ya fine.
Ko bunsu. Improvements in infrastructure omo de akọ ne canopy walkway ni niam
bunsu. My canopy walkway ni bi obunsu.
Me say bunsu.
Akum dia no ma bi obunsu ho.
Me say ko bunsu na ko tourism infrastructure ni weekend.
Na se sika na ko focus mo di nyani na na mo di na je say mo de sisa ni bia ya aduma.
Even Elmina Castle, Nika Coast Castle, for her renovations are because of the
Elmina Castle, Amabroni.
Oh, there be. And some need to honor Uti and Waka Shishim. Say almost say Yaton Castle, Nessi Honama Bruni.
Yes, somebody Amabroni, a restaurant or
now museum and monuments board near Honington Campacho or dear Juman or Moye. And some need to
Amabroni because African Americans so can they say. Omo na mo de konkwa asumti ade na mo de amabroni
na se broni bi a rent store ha na o de ho no
ani bi a rent store ho they were really pleased off
yen ton castle na ma broni bi a enya no kre okwa even management guide wonim say because of tourism drive bi inti na GTA na so am the curriculum ba no ye training for perform by tourist guides because our year of return beyond the return any numbers na eba no kan no okwa tourist site obi ani ho enkokrafo mienu pe ba ko kasa na o cheche omu kwatu mu se mu na ho eche so mo ma chi history ni ya inago ma chi ni atetefo modern day na youth no ya train bi anhwem ya build the capacity Mrs. Sister Fia mayenya a day of tourism na me maw abe region by region from Salaga to Accra
eti bo abi fie ma de no so ma road no because e ho so hia me say road na
nyi e me nko ho ba metima check with GTA na ma feedback
ko na ho so nye ana mo fati ye be ye roads ye be ye tourism because tourism so bronya so beba we need to look at tourism
health sector say bre wo ho no ma
yeah ana mo ni me kwa me nya ya say me say year of review opa bo so me be fa one sector na ya fire sector
I don't mind
so that the people will also get the opportunity to hear. Okay, kofo bebe so say afa na omo ti ase eyi omo hu say ampa wo ban so na the pictures ni video aba
mate
e tutie ni akire me
na me di bibia beba sham uma me sector mokra be over mo na me da sen so for akwanya ya wo di amanye
baba mpacho before abekono let's look at somebody wants us to ask you about before omo bebe mo about corruption cost of living ti o dey mbon corruption tofa e ho would you say after 8 years here amukomi my idea in corruption, my fight corruption, and what they more feeling.
Sister Fia, in this modern world, two lie they fight corruption baby digitalization. Baby, obi a wo person ne niema mu ye fine. Na ye emprempe no obi ehu ne ekoso. E no se yemfamfa computer mu ne yemfamfa abefu mu ne gather data because data don't lie. Let me give you a typical example. Me national service or DVL. 2010-2011. A big institution as DVL, no money any digital data. In fact, oko register o car. Ye be ma o flat file office folder no. E no na form A no form C shame. Ye fili bibia na technical direct oko check light ni bibia technical director sign a. No mati bia ma no mati bibia akoto adakam. Cars na go ta. Ni asesa adaka dada na se de kogu prad ye archives. Na oba na oka na chene before 28 ayese ye kwahwe paper number yetimi koyese ayira hwe human institutions If you be a mensem wom, ubenya obi oye nipa boni ni a wabetena ho a wo hwehwe wo file na wusu no. Obetama de na tena so kopim se obesu aka se je se watu adam de ansa na we yama. Digitalization aba institutions. Ye kase corruption a reduce ya. Obi ka corruption na no hwe politician nko ani. Institutional corruption digitalization abekio. Mami ma example.
Before I do institution, you start to because people are saying,
okay,
the reason why I'm changing between NDC and the NPP by 1 million difference votes was because no mudi say mo corrupt. It started office of the president.
Okay,
have you killed corruption or managed corruption there?
Sister Fear we have. And we have because me my at the office of the president. I am say me challenge obi say me one me kasa na wo pa Akufo-Addo appointees subanya. Me na we share me. I should be your primary example of the caliber of people that he has appointed. Let us begin as a country to hold people individually accountable for their choices and their
but the president is the chief executive though.
They say the president and I make about me an example of his vision and the kind of people who work for him. Under President Kufuor, yet a corruption did NPP are corrupt and I tell ye and I wa and I say ye bet you money nagum. NDC babamu for 8 years. Sister Fia, me patron him for near chichi omugum. Mami din 3 of Kufuor appointees NDC for buy. Almost any BB or court. Emi ebua omofo.
Almost more smart into mobile papers now they corrupt much ready
what are you saying? And to Sebio. What did to me more be a dumayanim? Ako we say for 9 na negotiate. Aprim puntu about the smartphone ebeko and answer Sebio the timele phone ebeko. What is smartphone ebeko? And so mujitum say smarter. A country like Ghana with such a reputation, I didn't know any smartphone again. Share NDC ban fear watching. You better sorry be near Chibihe from your friend is saying from venture capital to NCA to Maslock to JIDA and a prosecution and cause so mudi for. And as smart is branded and a prosecution for NDC and as Suba. And a prosecution about NDC appointees. Yashishama hun krata so mudi for. And some yako mandi for. Because chrono mubon who etrimo din sister Fia. NDC chrono ne
corruption. Maybe smart on betting a cover more tracks. Smart.
Sister Obi Opeso Obu or mine over $1.2 billion on your smart. Obi Opesa Ghana has say yes, a mobile money into probability. NDC for so mark of acceptance ne for aba. So mumbe into probability my. Omu say ya the who were complicated. Ombe mobile money into probability amagana $1.2 billion.
$1.2 billion for just the probability,
into probability no contract no ho ye dia court ye bua amagana omo dia court o wi ase afana ba bia enu ntina age eka se we save ye sika in trillions a obi ho no ma want because sika na nka ye ni bi no eka bubruja nka NDC fu abuagu nka nchirima judgment debt me patro anda ban we wote judgment debt because odi sika bi ba beji akinyi a ye kwa ni ene wakotwe manso tare ye age no oteman so twe na se
are you saying the momo be free power no NDC beba ana ochina ban fofo beba ye ko check moto a ye hunu se mo disempo a mo diteku mu sika beba nkofo bon enyi opepepepe mu ni he
sister Fia nyaminti His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia me ware shemu wo gidie mapa se nyame ayi no se nyame adoma 2024 election obe wini ye na say ye nsem ka ye ne ahokeka me gidi say ye Richie picking but I have no doubt say if Ghana 40 story na about opportunity to compare track record ombe hu ne etuema ka say Ghana ye say pa kwan ye pa adwuma ama mabunu ye pewe ya any NPP for ne wa rehemu so ombe deliver that amoma koto abama Dr. Bawumia but I'm saying say near make about NDC for achi modern say obey into probability also the $1.2 billion in a bay and the NPP near the $4.5 million at the same into probability a hon to cheda into on one contract and kwamunko ebedi $1,195,000,000 one contract sister ba kupeo enye no nko a maslo kitikiti ya chechwepo ye omuchiche tiko any 1,000 ma adwadifo ye ka se for sika koma edwom fo ma omone ma hye oba tan be na nko oni abada ya wonte ya disaster abai enkasa afan ya president na adodanko Akufo-Addo charge mine emaye mining act ne charge mining company and then this year omunkosi apiate bia o enkombe giegu omukotoku nanso ye die si no obi ti baby ka say yes they mobilize money there and na there
when I say circle disaster send this the time let is say no almost
the almost di dia oho sister Fia me
so almost monument wo ho ni ade
there me makwa circle re na say na me kope se capital na bibi me kofa commercial bank ne nchen ho ye da so wo edan a ashe from that time they have not moved the rubble me say nyo obi say me fa circle baby a carpet for ajosuo no wono o tra commercial bank no pepe ekwan na eda ho akwa adabraka no so obi ti ho sesi e ya ma ne check no hwe the state of that nipa 150 na wuye omo prepare your uncountable me say my victims na mebo omo story me na me Ghana ha say in 2012 na menyama me ya wo na Melcom disaster ni see 8/2012
yeah Melcom
me kind papa because na sa year no na mo sister station UTV o ma start enti no mo test transmission ni o mo kira ne
no mo ya ampa
enti no say institution bi nya disaster any etime support from omo ho edu compensation de bo adehye ho ban ema oban ni ji o maka gina mu fight mom whether local or foreign company restore mo why didn't the NDC do that for the people of Ghana?
That's a good question too. That's a good question.
Because
Melcom disaster, Papa na sem no court can I remember that case?
Me say for victims ni dey be so manu asem o ma setena mu. E na make say obi a wawuye ntimi mfa ne nkwamba. Wonim say me no wo ka say even in Volta region o. Wonim say Apiate honom na eye NDC stronghold. Wonim say Christian Huni Valley eye traditional NDC seat. E wo mu say age ba ko ba eye almost stronghold. Look at the speed at which Abanya development so.
But what we are Ghana for?
And there be me cap because obi ho te baby or say na politics and omo ye ebi omo ye NPP fo nti na ban na to mirika kosi. Wonim so no abo opon kroma any Volta regional minister akokate sword wo mepe baby I am o masase a sa aban commitment of 220 million na ye say e dey be redevelopment and compensation e wo Volta region no omo release 80 million Ghana cedis for the phase one.
Mepe dey no kosi and also community to said appear
Minim the modeler minister for works and housing OUSU. But wakati sword wa meeting media. I've seen the stories. Obi abetima catch and I say this is disaster management committee. And that's what Mbeka say and pass this activity is going on. I am more masasi omoye. And I'm saying say abai bia in good times and in bad times and a priority is protecting the lives and protecting the people. And coming to the aid of the people. And ya no credit that's so near bada no one drink Ghana form. Yes, I said bibi ana papa nibi. Na okondo bibi o se daddy mi pewe. And as I say na papa ye mami. Obi papa ye say mano. Ebi ana obi papa ye skeni na o die nibi. Then so enchre da say on do one na so near bada ya na oni pepama. Ye yan kwala aya me kan me say President Akufo-Addo the caliber of leader ye is the fact to say even yen Zongo, Mimi Zongo akwala at 37. We who me potential. No atete me. No mama kwenya seme wo pepa ntimensom. This could have never happened in the NDC. Which is even
NDC for young girls baby woman we young lawyers, young doctors, NDC for young people baby woman.
No dodo send NDC for more ministerial appointments.
Oh, no, Vicky man, so no younger than you. Vicky Ama say an appointment. I'll do a or a young man appointment. Also, baby.
Say one or man ministerial appointments.
Oh, now do a person or a deputy. I just a full minister now. Okay.
And one year man girl bang girl.
The deputy minister near the crow.
Sister Pacho Debbie.
Okay, then you also stop a Joyce Bauer way.
So no a deputy minister, no a deputy
no a deputy minister. Ampa.
Me can see asem so to the extent say obia nim me background. Typically, maybe I'm a first generation politician. Unsusu say just pure on your nyami grace on your effort or pepper ye memo akwanya se be adwuma. But I'm saying sir President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo nani so adi hunu any vision for the country and for young people no I'm a reflection of that.
Okay, yo. Honorable me now say ye be ko Nyankopon ye adoma ye be rose into the man wa ma me o timeline na ye nye rose ye nye tourism na ye nhwe ni nyina with videos and pictures. It has been good because we be and for sending message a lot of people didn't know and sem ni bia wo kan na wa wo kan edum so yi mo a hye ase na mo be kire mu so ampo kan na de edum ye wo say ya nke meduru ha na mo aban no ye ya na edum si akonya so afa mu wi a mo ne Ghana for ne nkasa na twintwan nti I hope that lessons na wo se musua free mu nyina so mo so masua e de free ma be na ase mo minim se wa pon adwuma dada but ye nti what sleep because ni nyina so kwa adwuma
me da so adwuma mo me wa
na so adwuma nim ka from office o ampa ko se ma minya wo na yeso ye nto aso why ye da se na yeso ye frɛ wo se wada ma be boy na wa recognize sampa Ghana fo nti na wo na wo so we nya ye ho adagye na wo yi nsema no ama ye ye da se bebre ye da ye da se yo nti ye minister ya wo na hwɛ amanebo so anase aban kasamafo ye nua ba Fatima to Abubakar na ye te ne nka no designate because say approval no vetting no mo di ahye fridge mo say da nya de ombe twen ama no kra what boss mama good evening what gina so che Thomas say to me call for k bra kwaku one in town mo nyina maba madam ase mo gina so che no say mo no ye me meka ta wo wan ka say de na mo be fa ba what boss ye are you convinced say by 8 years where they say the minister can and say you are sending them into exit?
Oh, I saw more exit because Obubo Nyama be some person tackle one or two.
Okay.
Starting from a energy side, electricity. No, I think the NPP no, they don't have any moral right to be explaining to Ghanaians why they are failed in that sector. They're not supposed to even explain because ferry it's a disgrace. Because some time ago now, the money in there they do so there. Who explanation? But be they do so there. We say money they don't have the right to explain the problem at that time. And you know they are being hypocrites. Into doing so no, they have to just shut up, fix the issue. And then start talking to Ghanaians that we have fixed the issue. And yes, I have been me dum so no krami engine to say dum so Ghana. What they are doing is that election on person with the dum so rigi. That's all. Because to me, you know, that's how I see it.
Sir, also I'm solving in the next month, yeah.
Yeah, video now, yeah, be kind of. Because someone demand solve it before July and 9 and almost person with the rigi election. That's why. Because almost prepare Ghana for a dream so that election you do to me because election tina dum so eba. You already know you will be prepared. In the timetable no, some of the bar now to about area more unim time dum so no be happen in your voting area or polling station. But because omunim so omo the bar amun to me fan regi election so do sit on the timetable until omo fan ba.
Okay.
And I mean
what's your next issue?
The next issue is police or car police or mama mo helicopter ne sa nyamani na OSHA UN standard or benchmark for police service almost say almost recommend one person is to 450 people. One police is to 450 people. But OSHA Ghana currently is one police is to 700. And you know, I think that they have to do more in that area.
Now, baby, I can't say baby, I'm moving for police service in PN. Hasn't there been an improvement? Because according to a police, I'm moving for police now 33,000, and I'm moving for 47,000. It is a UN recommendation. Because NDC time that's a UN standard near rule.
Yeah, at least somebody be account, but I'm saying that they need to do more because currently, you know, the almost 13,000 on the account where 46,000. It's almost 1 to 700, 1 is to 700 ratio.
Okay.
But UN said 1 is to 450. You know, they need to catch up. We need more.
Okay.
Anna oka Amerino so say say obi edisika na say so sourcing be happening.
Well, say more NDC time no. More the American no kwa 1 billion. That's what she was saying. I was writing it.
So I don't know one prosecute obi up to 8 years ni one prosecute obi.
Okay.
That means
that's a very good
question.
Lying.
They are lying. Because yes, we are Tehano Obi G so source in our airport, COVID-19 company in Nigeria. COVID happened here no July 2020 no almost set up company. Oma demanding how much they pay that company now up to now be as on can was them.
Yeah, for Oma no moji site can COVID testing me boy.
Yes.
And now okay.
Yes. Almost omun can was them. So corruption almost omu fighting away in fact. They have not fought corruption. Nipa no was say is or the corner muma Ghana $1 million pay. Anna, my other point is says that argument now say okay, NDCD $1 is to 4.2. Yenfa is 4.2. Until the percentage increase is about 76%. But officially 4.2 to let's say 14 cedis, which is let's say now is $1 is to 14 cedis. That's about 70% increase. Into which or more year percentage increase. Okay, yeah, that 70% NDC for that 76 and make it sense because semi-metobi be before $100, which is 420 Ghana cedis. Now in there, the same $100 no say method the same value of that product 1,400. You have not done better, but they are hiding behind percentages. In this argument, no munja because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Yeah, what boss? So I welcome 4 points. No, yeah.
No, about it.
Yeah, because also you are set when you say you are sending them to, they can't break the 8. You send them to exit.
Yeah, they should go so that Obi from Babe shed your almost all my
Yo, mami now I say, Brother Thomas, good evening.
Good evening, sister. If you are not design.
Adum. Also, the anytime breaking the 8 and now breaking all the 8 in the exit.
No, sister, if you are monko, ya better.
Okay.
Yes, see, you walk on to you, mono. You swim, you me animal move here, pa.
Now,
if you are the customer, yeah, Yamea Doma. Ne customer, no, I dare back on who NPP form say, Nanado buy and Ubianca saw ya there. Why ye be? Bema be ye be one me, but a mistake be what not so be sour more pet. Now, Omode, and your mamma, the ever flame. One say, will be say, inti, one bay sure say be on by or much more fat corruption. And one or day, mamma, the ever boom, or the NDC for the ever boom. I don't know when I warrior. It's war the Anna warrior, and ye be say why you good ya walker. But bonnet the own person of a cat. I dear Bakua AD Sanko for women, no. Sister Fia, what Sanka or Ghana, called Joso, me wadam for me, no, Koyeti call more channel, Seska way fleeing. Koya fen of assistant to the
election be a much funka game, do mucheska, election be a so mucheska sana.
Yo, and to ye Miss Seska way more fleeing, near wood, so yes, see where I fire service ya walking. A jaculato baby kula, or mocha club and suing. Nsuonim near the gallon ena ye dia kuta di koduma eti wo fa bebele
na fire service wo waka ena ban ne ba na wa car na say na car ni nye ye na onye ya na sesen ana first na omunika na still na omunika
last year ye wo me wo German me wo ha ye hu se Kumase ene akra ba bi wo kora se eja ehye efia fire service for ne bakora na bi kura na omo de tauzi ana so omo ka ne ba nsuo kura nya de enyim se me boa e bi a me brothers ne me sisters mu bebre hu bi ombe di dance ye ti wa fa bebre na sa wan ye sa na oma na no bebre na afa gu mo no na wo fa o ma ye de wo hu ade no so mu sa kura no
na buy fa no mo fa workers no
Ofa woma eye beti ni ehia ne se wo fa womo no ne womo de betimi ako ama woma ne so anya so mfaso no eno na wasa wudi kan ye because wafa beble na se omo cars kula no mu ni bi eja bi to ba bi a womo kwa machines ye wasa omo di dumja no ni nyina omo nya bi a sister fie beble na wo fa ye no mfaso be na ba so
be na woso okay mato ase
what you say eti se bibi wo na so omo ya Womumi hu say ye mistake de ye good you need your moka that mistake no ukoba so pe no mo de mama de abekanta
okay
dum so mama de ba e muka ya sese ya se mudi model amelio sadie mudi free takura de ho amade ba kumase no ye se e ka sika mo tuya no enye easy but ukoba so pe no mo de ne de no akoba so no kofa free baby no company ne kula no hu ni din ene ho ade ade no mo wahu champion NPP for the person o kan papa emom enye good
ndi obeni enu ti na so we omo be position we to atia omo no
wamonko because wama be heavy but sa corruption ya ye kehwe ma mi ya sika gu ne mpaase bebre ye che no e de na ekosie jo ma ma bless me ka se ma mi bi ka se so nya se $1 million we sanya we okay jo ma ma yi no
that's a mommy to your mommy to so resign yo and asem no
I no na resign ya e di asem na ma yi nana do be kan ye
abasa still
e di asem na nana
ana ke
na wo court no ya ye ndai
na da bi opening court dey say o say mna process dey adwuma na court ye fa parents court bi nko court o opening say dey what president say dey many o
and tesa be sister pia some sia
opening play e tell dey am o say mo te Ghana law na say Ghana ye di obi court a enye firing squad o ye obi bi afa no procedures e was a procedure na fam na ewu no for enye kan wa bonte any pay guilty no nya na ye dey more court to do court o mo Ghana bi na ho this a process o mo wie
ye nim pa ba sister fia we wo di obehu enkosi ba bia because any nana do kan ye na asase ye ma ade ni si ye no kan se wo yin ni se sa ade no wo be via o mansika na se ya na be ko no eti omonko home omonko na foflom na ya bre wo mu di Ghana ska dodo ya bre wo adwuma wo bo so ni na bo
na unjim di cry azan o ye o no
me say ne kasa kola no edoso sister fia what bisa no questions bebre but who bisa na ha no de akoto ha
okay yo
mo ye good ya na say mo ye bad ubo hu say no de akoto ha no de koto jomama so te ne baby
okay
I just say mama man na kore say why popular why say what's abofo
and they say you good mama hama say why popular because brother say to mama na asi bebre what for good evening
Stefia Michel
mezo so enti o we breaking the ice and sending the 8 to exit
na Stefia me na sa question
no they we MPP full soldier former constituency executive me boy
Stefia it's not about MPP full soldier me ma join NDC that 92 96 na me NDC was
now NDC hey
oh yeah
I see
enti minim the echo Stefia na ma come asem Stefia apiati asem na mpesa me ka me de hye me when I say Ghana for who say NDC ni MPP no isunsunye wo ye wa ban bi wo ho a okasa oye ade a oye manipe hu sa ade we waye Stefia o kai say Gambia o man panyin ko for time ye kokun Ghana for bi wo Gambia
yeah 48 yeah
President ko for fight that na Ekufuado o man panyin na foreign minister o fight ya ma ye be free so na sika bi ba e ma sika no any time le ba okay
we will feel the timing of the sika but me sure say you koye case to ICC e mo my compensation
yeah. I think $500,000
yeah I think there was an issue about sika na beka bibi yeah I remember
any time that time president Atamos ema Mahama na negotiate on the time na sika ni be see John Mahama say even families no cross can ya fa mo almost one way yen one cry. Carpet high scan a buyer, prana way scanning bassa, scan any for chedi. Any for chest.
And more MPP mobile more chain. What you
Steph, that be well watching why.
That is so much just all evidence.
I'm coming. Steph, you're watching why.
There be opening over I will say.
Steph, you're missing quite
why having to jail anybody?
No, that time now, maybe Sikaus and I make us out crack as a carrier home right.
I remember I said there was an issue, but someone to me can say, yeah, issue. But no, what dear, evidence going.
So, your families they came out. Says the Karamun Sankai.
Fine.
Oh, we are hearing now.
Or you know, just my point is that the fact is, he can't go on. Only a year one cry. It's different from what
next of your Scotty wines him. Sikana Cody wines him.
That's how by any papa could womb.
Nothing else from a bush for.
Yeah, but how do you conclude by saying the NDC when you don't have the evidence?
That's kind of fine.
That's the question we can ask. But I'm saying that don't conclude is on what when you don't have evidence.
Okay, so if you are Sikano, any Sikano, okay, Sikano way.
That's the question.
Sikano way. So if you are Mammy Kumeni, a Mary Asama, what boss Becca say, I don't know, you know. So if you answer, I think so on him the Oka. So if you are Yakotadia. Yeah, me batadia wo. That's a me fa. Instead me ba ho straight abatadia no. Adia na fu. Menya adia no be £5, right? Na me di kosi obi su na se ni pale beto adia no ma me £15 a. Me ba hwan na me kwachi no. Untimi nchi obi a. Amari dia sa na koyeye because na ka Ghana betumi akwakoto adia ni straight. Every manufacturers no, but yakofa America ne buy so major team no mon toma and na ma Ghana boss saka no nti hwan na say akwachi America na akwachi o mo ana
there be that say omo promoters company be set up there somebody will be anymore there be okay no they are people who support to form a company. Whoever was reporting said the minister and they say a ghost company. The company was not existing. There was no company like Ameri. That's a go himself. Someone make allegations. Why are they not getting that person?
Sophia, I say Norwegian at the buyout, Ameri some days, you know, okay. And I don't so okay.
Norwegian newspaper, no.
Newspaper, yeah.
But I know there's circumstantial evidence. Say we am for being what evidence I go back with one cattle. What's one cattle? And I say my cano. Moving on to another subject.
President Kufado or you UK, US, or core Caribbean, the year of return. Emma was an house winning. Also, because young Pokrayani Kai, but then you was if you are putting the Amina. Steph, you have come anywhere. I buy you sector by sector, sire. Health sector, time, health sector. Education last, a minister Bekai Rose, even a judiciary, if you are buying by, we see 95 courts. Oh, Ghana, apart from courts, we should die. I buy the ACMO. In that side, you have security, you have sports. Sports are
sports. Now we are African games. Over 200 million. Games.
So if you have share investment.
Over 200 million.
So if you understand the idea on Bay. I know the account baba and the idea on Bay before say NPP, but now a AstroTurf, the whole Ghana 2 pay. So say you're over 150 AstroTurfs in Ghana. So if you are a transporter, rail sector, look at the Abina. Abana niema bebre. I mean, say Ghana for some be trauma aban. Education sector niema bebre. TVET ni ade science so many things.
The mobile breaking 8 no.
Oh, so if you are easy mom, me try say easy, but Dr. Bawumia will be the next Ghana president in Ghana.
Yo. Of Kenya, because Dr. Bawumia this week I think we're starting nationwide tour. All tour to push for Obakwaku mama good evening landing for Obakwaku.
Sister Fia me chow ni wetie nyina.
Etie for you to. Jama wa fe no opo adwuma ho.
No, sister me charge me car actually me charge me electric car me wa charger.
We use Tesla ni bi wa ho.
Patro ai.
No, any winter ban na obehu because winter ban na no e freezing comfort Teslas no.
Oh yeah, it's a concern I want around, you know, but
yeah.
Winter near free muntie ho toy.
Na say better baby o winter na free mo better baby o nti.
Sister Fia I back a crab na sa period na ho betoy na ni jipa ya dan life no.
Okay.
Sister Fia me
it's already breaking the 8 and ascending the 8 into opposition.
Sister Fia, unim, Sister Fia, ya some say, immediately become a minister no buy and what unim kasa pa. Na un say, oya suma for ya suma ni training no so make kasa. And to oba can some no na oba can de na ye tie. As Sister Fia say, ye na ya ba no ye share references near their kasa.
Okay.
Okay, corruption corruption index. Last one Akufo-Addo aban 43. Ye tosu 70%.
The anymore na 43 na we were at 43.
Very good. And one Mahama Sunya yo. Mahama Sunya the same thing. So we are celebrating mediocrity in Ghana. Sister Fia, I home. Dear Oba and Sana Wubano. Oh, sister, if you have some facts when you quote to an NPP for no, almost say no cray. Also, Omuba, almost be a cofa and one dance evidence based bra. As I said, as some way I make a yet, who cofa evidence never pet on because Debbie, yeah, too poor. It's never true. Corruption in Ghana is deep and worse than before in Ghana. And the minister, no matter can't chase corruption. Sister, if you go to Al Jazeera, me the Debbie me go to reference no. MPP for number one because and then where the Al Jazeera there was it National Cathedral. There is a documentary on it. I said there's corruption across the honor because state land, any state funded money, they can't point say or much me up to wall or na so mu ye bi papa magana. You can't say National Cathedral, but where is the money? Where is that the question? As I will be able to say, where is the money?
The money, Sister okay.
Fia, where you back home? Sister Fia, Toma Yeba call African Cup of Nations. Minister no by Parliament. Ebekan said they were going to spend about 8 million Ghana cedis on that the whole not even 2 million Ghana cedis was $2 million was even too much. Look at the difference from 8 million to 2 million, 6 million. As I married I was there was a middleman. There was a government official who negotiating. Why are they not arresting those people?
Okay.
Yes, why they are not? They are Ghana. Maybe Ghana. Me now. And I'm causing sign. Now say na basa ya krono abemu. Ada na monchi sa aban nipa na okotena ho no. Na mo be ka say a middleman.
Okay.
Yes.
If they indeed are fighting corruption.
Exactly.
Very well.
Can send be
very well.
Specifically, any person could for time. Alhaji Musa, former sports minister, ye deny something called to jail. Sata mi kwa na miswa. Ema meti mi hungani fili gadochi mi muso kwa da jail. Esu so abai we ba evidence. There must be enough evidence to prosecute. Sister, if you were I answer some moment to chire no.
Okay.
All because of say almost bokro no ni bi.
Okay. Nti omo show some bet you obi.
Yes, and omo person bet you obi a. Sister, if you trust me, person me can kakra before do so.
Okay.
Sister, if it will be an indictment on Akufo-Addo, the president, His Excellency, after he's left office for overseeing that even Ghana Yedum Kaniakura one day. It will be an indictment on his presidency. Wafeli 2020 oye campaign. Ojina simply so ka ebusa Ghana for me buy mo hudum so ana. Yes there be Ojina simply so kan. Eso so na ya kan. Omuntimi nya 1.5 million enkotua West African gas pipeline foka. Emo fa gas embre em fan empower generators.
Okay.
Sister if you are sister NPP for better term say enya no kore. And sanet here what ye book no lie. They say internet so it no lie.
No lie.
Tell me show be as
Obi aso je so bra ko Nyankopon ma waduma. Ba Michael, good evening.
Good evening, Sister Fia.
But you're breaking the 8 and ascending the 8 into opposition.
Sister Fia. Ube shame pala pesa mkwesi. Stevia, as I'm a come as I'm born in Sema MPP. And the sister Fati. Sister Fati, they be a meeting a casa. Me ye Juma Bonema die. Metieni sa. Oh, I love that woman. Sha enim develop dear. Oh my. Nikunanya wanya yerepa. Mami ni madi o kasa. Ayaka emba of politics, mama. Sister, we turn away. They be like a mama ni jikeke. On the day term, Nikasa based on facts. Nikasa okay. One so who are trying to know. Go and look for the evidence yourself. Go and show evidence no. Continue trying to say. Instead of kasi develop unimo, no unim. So now unim. Emi pia yejuma o. Emi pia yejuma.
Because I was man to prove it.
I'm proving it there. But I prove that wrong. What prove that wrong? What didn't wrong?
I never prove. I also prove it. Voters no.
Ghana for and what prove so actually so ampa. They be able to test away.
Proving no.
Oh man, I say on to me but junk already so entire to and didn't throw that. Fatin didn't throw.
Okay.
Fatin didn't throw. Share the way I see tracker. Tracker it say a juma ya here no. And I that two ho. Cause I want to know what can do any ebe who say they take any ho compared to NDC for amu green book. I go see say put it up amu fa support to that say green book say aye. How can you compare NDC to NPP? As the fear. Me this have been coming mu kase NPP na me ya. God, you don't get for your penny quarry, no, you put the quality. They be dear, and then show. They be dear, and they be where I dream. But like, develop a day in me. Okay. That's why corruption about failing. Yes, I'm NPP. Wow, who can corrupt as a they be me do like a crack. Me do against MPP. I mean, do like a class. Let's compare NDC to MPP. Who is corrupt? When they come for when they
the NDC, but when you one evidence, just one person you're corrupt. NDC.
Tamako when Johnny, I have come for. I mean, come for court and Bula for so you court. I never make out court so you.
Yeah, but me, okay, let me go back there. 78 charges. I don't know, say still in Kahua. I have to check.
But say, Obi go to prison. They say, "Oh, you say, you are so sorry."
No offense, thing that they stealing. You be an idiot.
My sentence no 10 years. Oh, you go for your sika. She makola for mutu abama elizia.
Utu patch say more MPP mbe free so na mo fa 1 CD. Mo fa 1 kobo.
Yeah, so far as unti MPP ni bian to prison, you can't come some your corrupt da.
The NDC ba won chimansa na ma hu say mo ya corrupt.
Ah yeah, that's for your lawyer ni, say for your lawyer ni. Court and approve say. But I court and approve say obi a guilty.
Oh yes,
court.
Court.
I court approve obi a guilty. Don't even tell me and just obi a comfort. No. Okay. Before me first say NDC be a comfort. And a court, I me share based on the court. Abuka Pelo or prison. Master with Johnny at Western or the prison. Me boy.
Well, twice in that prison, why plea deal? Or more, the more American, it be plea bargain. So he has done plea bargain, yeah.
But you get 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, so what plead guilty? I want to make a plea bargain. Oh, yeah, you plead. Answer.
Yeah, and I think if I made you know, they blind go for the come see, sister that pass, if ya. Let's try the cacao. Then I'm not going to cash and one boss said the person was Raganesica. When you want to cross Raganesica, oh no, I didn't pay a cock, police call reporting, so all that body chrono. Yes, Strandy Kaka, you train Strandy, Ninja motion politics. No, start the buying your Jessica. I don't call court call reporting who said, oh, that woman call me fear. Never about calling one, only boy a hero. Never about calling boy a hero.
Oh, no man is convicted, you know. I get you. Okay, I get you. Yo, Bram Michael, yeah, that's it. Bram Michael, again. Uncle Bago is mobile. Brian, but good evening.
Good evening, Chief Yanabokori.
Adam, you're breaking the 8 and sending the 8 into opposition.
Oh, sending the 8 to position. Allah Reba. Idea the Omuko. I'm say, Doomson dear. Nanado feel. May I dear name Yana say, dear Mama, yeah, Tutia no. Emma na bring 1 million votes no. And no na almost see a mistake na no kofa mama dey because the mama cry see. Any panning into the truth no. Instead now they no say be reference bi. Any so the be reference. When you do this oh be yade. Inti na yi ni fi so be yade pa mane muro so. Ba so so kofa ni pa na ba say no cry you say na timi kwa ma you say. Na you say la munya no mo ye pe. Inti no ni say yes am mo sa be the mubium na still ano yes comparison na mo ye de bia also mu jai because nipa na anya ni ye ntin tie do ba se be ni ye it was hard to be sa compare na na wo still ano e was so new still if ya sa yes America corruption say if ya the same if ya person busa san ba kun say wo se bo say o kopɛ adwuma nti Nyankopɔn mo na kopɛ adwuma na wonya adwuma no a wo be se e de ama Nyankopɔn a ɛno no se wonya adwuma na wo kɔgi sika furu maame hɔ ana wo kɔgi sika furu obusuafo wona de kɔyɛ sɛ tapade no manyame ana because the other one I
don't have the answer for that.
If you are so kwaso na wo se ko se Nyankopɔn bo aba wo yesi ya wo bo afɔre ba Nyankopɔn a unkwaje umano na sika anaso unkwaje obujape sika mfa nkoye sa de eyewo una o shebo anya Ghana na shebo se na nadu we NPP union ibi sha so dan ma Nyankopon wo na nadu na shebo
baba nka se osi ebusia sore ofi osi cathedral ma Ghana might said the Cote d'Ivoire president ofi buanyi ye bi one of the biggest cathedrals in Africa Cote d'Ivoire no bi no so oye nti o minor monument. Oh no, I shall body, but he says, oh yeah, I'm a Ghana man. That's what he said.
Na Indian, on the man, I about you are saying, I'm money be deep president here. One can Ghana in the same book. One of the same neighbor.
Okay.
Oh, somebody also would do this kind of way. Yes, I know some way. No, Obi in your class, I was in your couple about 1 hour. Found for biscuit, another go far. Money in the party na deba baka koye enti na nwene ni sisi wo enti no enti manya because sai bo no say no so no efiri onu na koma efiri onu botom nye te efiri man na yi e no de ye okay enti
because internet need to chase. I don't know why and the land empire internet na yes sir. Uncle Bago, good evening.
If you are trend
oh what say
if you maybe some question too but area we are watch now obo kede de bia mbo wiaze da e wo bi da
no usually obo kede no mi nyum ho nde
ewi bia o wiaze na wo china obo kede wo na nyim first time mma hada na nyim first time minister na obe no abaka sana me kede bi sana question bi emne ntuma mbisa
me hu
mpede bi sende American plants will be fit to Western region or Ashanti region or course government ahen.
What if it am a moment what the koi? No,
sometimes Asamba, it's not about sensationalism, it's not about a NPP and a NDC. Now, maybe put some there breaking the A and there. If you want to be so, well, I shall breaking the A and the continuation. And I want to put one out.
Platform.
I will support a gun and you want to support
I'm just one voice. I've been talking a lot. Now is yours.
If you are Minister Newa, Oben Obakase, or you Jumama Aban, say Abanin Yaza, Untumbakan do Aban's on Yaz to cry. Nika save me now, a very good, but as a cry, oh yeah. Why I am young today. So someone's work, I don't know why they always make reference to NDC. Because as a NDC na Yempen, you kick one out. So if you have come and you are doing something similar, why then do you have to go back and compare what you are doing to NDC? It is senseless. Excuse my language. It doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense. Minister Mimdo would say, Autumn officer, Umbra out number can't there. You're spending $1 and not $2 in the plant in the fee, Western region. Yes, a crop, Ashanti region. Then moving to pose a young Cassian commands in this year. Yes, and we eat him. Or young Kagana, as I'm doing Yati, on fat. But
now I didn't know what I didn't know. Also, I'm there be the hang back with the mistake. One can also is serving the whole of even a kind of Western of because also we 1D1 if need be hormonade. So is the strategy is to serve those factories now so that they will get the capacity and they don't have to lay off workers. So it's not for Kumasi specific.
Okay. Oh yeah. So hold on. So ideally, you know, I better than we move. We spend almost $35 million to move it from Western to Ashanti region to serve. I'm
correcting you, but you keep saying Western.
Oh, sorry, from Tema. From Tema to wherever. Now, procurement and Casano, the whole thing and Casano.
Okay, I should have asked it.
You see, these are the questions that we need to be asking. But excuse me, Ghana for a question because a business a business some to do. Because
we have to ask. It's a legitimate.
Yes, if as in yet for the 30 million to get a brand new, let's say you spend 35 million to move the old one from one spot to the other, then excuse me, what is the sense in this? Do you get it? At the same time, you know, all this capacity was you minister, you don't have to come and tell me. I don't expect you, the Minister of Information, to tell me this. We have a Ministry of Energy, we have ECG, we have grid core. So those are the people who are supposed to tell me this. Mutualito. Padino Ben or friend of a cane. Catch and there. Onya Sembia can. And sometimes I don't understand people. The fact that there's a platform for everybody to show Obiaba Chanadrin, Onya Sembia can, men kasa.
Because on why you didn't do NPP, no, any party, Juma.
Oh, no problem. Yes, I say it's the same way, no. So basically, you know what I end this year. People should not make the person feel as if that he's an alien.
No. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah,
no problem. Also, Orca about AstroTurf, right? Me a sports person, me per sports rough, me per bolu, Miss Boy me pe. AstroTurf no care no. Oh yeah, hen. How many of the AstroTurf is FIFA standard? Sports writers now, I want to sports journalists now Ghana now.
Standard let them. When I say who could be named so at all, Miss Wabo.
Say financial loss to the state in Manoye Juma. Because when you need because more now almost about 80-90% or wasted money. Why waste is canokwa? Where waste is cano?
So maybe we have to do an assessment.
It is not up to standard.
Okay.
That technology we use people are doing we use hybrid CCR. I'm all the time. Okay. Breaking the A to
sending the A to opposition.
I'm from Ghana one check. I said
I'm Bagana Motaba.
Oh, Mukotaba Mona.
Oh, NDC Afafanton on your third force.
Honestly speaking, Samuko Ghana Makoto Aba. There is no way I'll vote for NPP because excuse me, where I was on buffalo.
No, No, we don't mind. Baby, I vote to Bokobia. Come and
Oh
vote.
no. Of course, there's no way. There's no way any sane person will or quote about me. I don't break the 8.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you. There is no sane person. And
I know.
they know.
One good one assessment again.
In my mind, there is no
In your
sane
mind,
person
okay.
who will vote for Baumia.
Okay.
That is my mind.
Yo. I'm about to say my man what. Over Ghana, but every people don't do more. You, Martin. Hey, run out. What about me? And I said, breaking the 8, you send the 8 home.
I'm your comment matter about me because it's the future. It's the future for the youth. There will be challenges everywhere. Who tells you that the next government will fix all the problems in Ghana? Who says that? In my lifetime, no government will fix all the problems in Ghana. So it is not about somebody who fixes all your problems. It's about the one that takes the needle and push you to another level. And that doesn't mean that our level now, but you don't win that problem. So there will not be challenges. America are developing, they still have challenges about their development. Just that, it is not at the level that you grave to say, there are challenges everywhere. Why are they managers? Why do you employ people? You employ people to solve problems. Does that mean that you wish that the problems will never exist? There will be no problems going forward. There will only be problems going forward. The next government, will the next government reduce, the price of oil? Will the next government bring the exchange rate that have been deteriorating since Nkrumah up to today? Bring it or send it back to the
Are you saying the next government to be to me exchange rate number form?
Of course, because in the short term, the things, and because when you are speaking in economics, you have to speak with basis. On what basis will that exchange rate come down drastically? They can
but then on what basis now? I understand your question, but say a possible say better form.
No, sister, I'm giving economic facts. And I'm saying, since Nkrumah, I didn't know about here. So, and I'm saying, and then just say, what is Obikasa now? Follow there must be basis for why you say the things that you say. If there's no basis, what expectation are you grounding your basis on? The basis, no, and then near man now say, export, lem. As of now, you are not there. In the medium term, maybe you'll not be there because we are factory. It doesn't take 5 years for you to turn things around. It might take you 10 years, 15 years. China didn't just turn around in the next 5 years. They did it over 20 years. So you have to do that systematically over time. And at some point, you break that cycle. As of now, we are not there. That is the reality. So if you're not there, what
in the shortest 4-year time.
No, it will take time. That's the reality. If you have this expectation, then you assess a government that is working you towards that progress. The progress is not the same. That is how you measure a government. Okay, your problem with how you working there towards overcoming it. It doesn't mean says by any time that problem will get solved. He might even leave and another government will come, and if that government continues with that same vigor and manner, it might be realized in that government's time. It is our tears, yes, maybe told there are some challenges in Ghana. I don't expect that the next government to be solved in the next government in the next 4 years. Because I understand the basis upon which I'm making those, projections. Oh, they are making on. Me feel say somebody you can't. Oh, say, NPP for only a born no more can no more for Mama the other campaign. Also, better now advocates Mama. So, what are you telling us? Mama, if it was a solution, then now you'll be the no compare now for about why are you not concerned? Say, Nipa no creative problem, not near blaming or something. It's because of the contest, because if NDC are choosing any other flag bearer, and I think that it will be difficult for the NPP to make any comparison to that new flag bearer, right? But once it is Mahama, it naturally brings in that comparison now because of the contest. Say and Kenya Mahama and then you will be full crown number Bermuda. You think that it will make sense to do that comparison?
Okay, very well.
It's it's our take contest now, election. And like I said, no election I said they always send a person it's up to you. But have basis, have realistic basis. Senabia, you don't come back 4 years and tell me you are disappointed. Disappointed in what? What did you know? What was the basis for making the choice? If it was about emotive decisions, they are not long lasting. After some time, you come back and you reassess and be like, what did I do? Intermediate, if you say, I like the fact that people hold the MPP to higher standards. And then, man, if you say it's positive for Ghana. If you're holding the MPP to say the Obika say, even if Dumso see one day cry under MPP, they cannot accept it, I like that kind of standard. And then I can live with it because I feel like, yes, you are pushing us towards a bigger standard. And that is the standard we must keep for all politicians. We must not lower it for even any politician or any other party. In this at the end, if you say progressive, I don't have a problem with that. But it also doesn't mean, say, if somebody has made progress about something, you don't recognize that. You come and you demean everything and make it look like, I mean, nothing has happened. I like the fact that now be saying about energy. I'm married. MPP made a lot of noise about Mary, and that is a fact. But I'll tell the entire no more problem about it. If you disagree with him now, so feel say the Omokan into Wasuma also make your point. At the end of the day, voters never trouble. If you won't go to MPP, we will go to if you won't go to my NDC, we will go to and anything I may say, fact again, Sister Fia, let's start the fourth Republican in our NDC has never won an election more than 51%. They be win at 50.9, 50.5. Even at a mess, I mean, me feel say at a mess in all my political life, me feel say an opposition party candidate had much more credibility even against Mama. He struggled to even make for 51%. He made 50 point something. MPP has always won presidential elections more than 51%. After the winning of over 1 million votes, you crown, then I'm saying 53%. The second term, you crown, he still won by 500 votes. 500,000 votes. You think that bringing that number of votes, even cutting it half, it takes a lot of work. It will be economic difficulties are there, but minister and catcher will say, inflation that could be a concern for some people. Of course, definitely, it will always be a concern for some. Maybe, I mean, most people. I don't know what the number of people.
But not all people.
But yeah, but talk about based on one issue. It's a multiple of issues. You weigh the pros and cons, and people make decisions. Because talk about MPP, I don't mean say the MPP can you know. And I'm talking about MPP. It doesn't mean say MPP can you know. I'm weighing the what, the positive and the negative, and determine on net basis. You know, I think that they have credibility. They can do this. That is how people make decisions. They don't go and say issue with him about. Some people probably do it that way. Intermediate, if you say, given the future now, listen, the US economy, there's no way I want to go back. At this point, I can only go forward. And going forward, if you say Baumia is the candidate to take the youth and to prepare for the next or the same competitive world now, intermediate, I've only been consistent on that. So that's it.
You made us Brian, I just said, way you when him say, we do about what baby fear betom about me. Now, according to Mama, good evening, Yakwaba. Hello, Kradu. Okay, I'm saying noise be or background into me mute way you know, mammy so man. Wait to me, Akasa. Kradu, but you, Akwaba.
Otomenka.
Netonka.
Okay. Me that's it. Now, me shall be answer.
Obiajo, so breaking the 8 and I ever 8 in co-position.
Also, medical cassette so that it's about to prevent the worst situation. No, to me, I am the part of me, I know, Kasa, we can Kasa Jam, or see as a several situations. To me, your companion, I think, say, or say, the summer NDC Babak. Just on the basis saying to my test for Biamba. Because aside NPP for anyone of their film, then some of us have a country, no. The last time they can pass the time to last time I will say audition. And they are Matthias.
But say last week is where Martin Pebu Becky can again. Not Caslalucho, but Caslalucho, the camera in your head. I don't know why your camera never works.
But say ETMS associate youth, no, see, I Tise Kube. What I say?
Sano Kai.
Oh, yes, you can't say the but in pound, see, I see Tise Kube, yes, I did.
I don't remember hearing that one yet.
Okay, well, maybe you not send them on. See, I think say MPP or some co-position. Aside that, second 8 years, I'll say it fast because me hear radio. I thought that NDC panelists are a comedy opposition. It's just almost on bar, this kind. But in America, to prevent say one side here. And the education say, but Mamika minister now hosting an assembly. Say, on no touch on corruption, tourism, say, oh my, but Mammy Cecilia, the person I can. Bianca said, what we are Ghana need Fiscal. Yeah, sending says that dollar quantity, no. And your law for so big that scan fee. Because Ghana, Bushi IMF, World Bank, Dina, Sicano, Omoma cash now. Omoma cash, Nina, translate. What got the exchange rate now? When you can view. That's the camp of our holding dollar cash, no, Nina can be an exchange rate necessary. It's a no after me. Can you say big 9 sick about it? Won't we could 1 million say of sick and who they could as I could to them. Then you can answer now, the pencil can all have can no. And no, my head break down like a no who's the University of Ghana hostels or sell the 16 million and then renovate here. And they are and funny say flowers you get. I mean the olive trees Ghana Okoto so the olive trees and they do $16 million. Oh, if you now no because say why are you cross na me tia say. If you there, I mean call a tourism assembly so. Who say Ghana no most of the time yeah tourism say outside there's no be good promo or na and only who say tourism and only tourism no na say Ghana for yen so Christmas it me call London US and no or person or justify tourism on call East Africa on call the way even the all budgets for tourists am I one year for
East Africa for are doing better in tourism than
exactly.
the Ghana. Okay.
Yes, far better. And it's managed justify with just say December to remember today. I'm going to go Ghana December and go mostly Accra and Cape Coast. Last time I was back Ghana, I called Lake Boson. Community now for being a quiet. It was very huge potential, but who say she knew ensuring the Dow Sana come off for no. Almost just almost cinema or move today. Ensuring the okay. And keep it to me. I even buses are betting for recreational facilities. And when now also Oman and Corona.
In fact, for tourism, one of these days, Machinaba. Near for tourism, and we look at the numbers, which areas, Sikase now come what has been the returns? Because it's not just about scale we invested. What has been the return on investment too? We look at that too. We look at that.
East Africa, no question my last point is the ministers now. Some of the almost can you papa a good last time the Minister of Education by but almost Kasasana only who say a driver no ideas and I made no ideas or some me because yeah person will be able to fans because I made so Kasa inti also a mate inti almost bad but Bisano but when a driver no initiative and I
like that. I like that. I like that. What do mommy now say? Oh, see, yeah, the minister and baby, why you must say? I dear be or can be a drive an idea near, and I made an idea near who they about me, the near who another day, no more judge. Among the SSO Mujajin here. I really like that. Mr. Boy, good evening.
Good evening, sister. Nepomwe.
I don't know, Mr. Boy, but also.
Oh, Yamia don't miss me where. Oh, miss, with the questions been a me bisa keke. My question is, eti Ghana, I'm say yengi kakrai. I MPP NDC all the time. So na kamwa muye sabio muye media for sister Fia, what the men you offended. Any of my quiz Ghana. Just one question.
Open, you are always the best person because you're the one person out of 32 million. I'm going to giving to me answer phone to Obiasa.
Okay. Okay, because Mimi who say I say Omudi Ghana for one grow so NDC MPP. So now I say depending in MPP NDC. Now say no and almost about fourth republic. You could be 30 something years. I remember.
32, almost 35.
As yes, so no. We obi you can't show me MPP, me NDC, but Jebe Pana. Some both parties Omayama Ghana.
But when you bet me, you say to work as a money. The camera not freezy. Well, because I think to some extent, it may not be enough. But here to me, kind of blanket here because now I can say President Rollins, but at least on my security stability. Never in our President Kufuor health insurance, school feeding, they also here at a most about also here not enough, but they are all doing something. Good evening. Mr. Boy, where you need to call him? Still I send physical. We're trying to get you again. But Aaron, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Fia. The conversation is very interesting. To think about this issue of whether to vote MPP out or reaffirm them to continue. The point is that MPP, as you rightly mentioned, on my don't bet me on my year, say the NDC's funds on mobile year don't bet me from 2008 to 2016. I'm not saying say we should think of us like changing them necessarily, because even if NDC comes, it will continue. The same anger Ghanaians used to vote them out of power in 2016, no, because it's just that cycle. And your name. So the question that my concern is say at this point, we talk about third force. I don't think we need a third force. We need an interest group.
Okay.
It will be non-power seeking, but really strong in determining how it goes to some extent. So you remember, say Alan Goka say Christians, they should vote for that. I believe, say that should really bring the conversation of let's look at people. How do we come together to build a collective force? And your power, but our decision, our how we feel, no, a bit to me are influencing who is brought into power at each point in time. Because we have entrenched ourselves into MPP NDC colors. And many pampon to me. But if civil society organizations, even churches and other people will come together and begin to empower and sensitize their people, say they should be critical about this issue of even voting and begin to ask the right questions, I think they can create a collective voice, They can tell and determine who stays and who don't stay. Look at these churches, for example. They have huge loyalties, like the number of people that follows them and follows their pastors. Look at, take for the Pentecost. If Pentecost decides, say, they want to make the election to go sideways, from now
at the Pentecost, I saw a crowd to me the Ghana elections, no?
Yeah, they can, because they have over 2 million members. They have over 2 million members. So take these two churches, for example, Pentecost or Assemblies of God. If they decide that they want to really even align with an independent candidate, they can even project their own independent candidate and begin to sensitize their members. You realize that third force interest group, can really shift the fate of these elections.
Those suggestions, then can you use sorry for the churches to form a third force? Yes.
Yes, than to and more political. Say, but they should come together and say they have power. We don't talk about the power that exists within our system. Say, you bet to me as the dynamics in the ecosystem. Every day, MPP, NDC, and we have relinquished our power to these flags, MPP, NDC flags and colors. But at this point, we should look within our communities. What do we have? We have built strong allegiances and alliances within communities. Churches, for example, is so huge. The way Ghanaians are so loyal to their churches. I'm telling you, if their pastors and their leaders, even the Muslim community, their leaders begin to sensitize them 6 months to election and tell them how they should vote, I think they can make huge impact. Because they sit under them every week, Sunday to Sunday. People don't hear about Mia and Muhammad Sunday to Sunday. They sit under them Sunday to Sunday. They can shift the fate of our elections. The NPP and NDC, I think as at now, they be American. Allah na be to me as a be adding them because a command power and a command de not ewo. A
command de not
the near Bresa also person or ye baby. So Alan, do something before you die. And I believe say Ghanaians should think in that direction, because NPP and NDC, your mind don't bet me.
Yo, Mami now I see baby, I see Ghana for saying anything NPP there. Oma wi omo eduma Brako of Justice but my mama good evening akwa baba just yenti o. You're breaking the 8 and ascending the 8 into opposition. Which one I would prefer?
No, I'm in Momedi. No crying nyame. I'm in Momedi. My son went back to opposition.
Okay.
Aberdeen in America. I'm a movie asim. Adam Michira in there. Be arrogant.
Yes.
That's all. Because sabi me piade fi huwa ewa me piade fi huwa de bia me de chaupa na se minya de no so na samsesa o cheda me ye consistent system pocho mama can follow me bia
follow pa
ewa eshe mosma I couldn't man more for long, but I'm more YouTube na more Ghana so no follow. You see,
Musema. What election the way campaign na the work of you work is fully when you was when you fimpa or abatina one chan. That's even a short time and put them because of our platform no. Actually, Yama President Mpoli Sisiada. On make sense. Oh yeah, roho. LP position na nyada mna de be. LP chow. Yede. Next all of a sudden, even Eshe Ubi Sanapo Ukumasi will be Sande one far Dumsoni ni Wafandan timetable mbla. Eshe no respond. I say fear. Oh yeah.
Conclusion is the NPP for the Wombazi.
I can't. I'm sorry. I had a America. Mama and Kamasam. No one for uncle. Mama and Kamasam. Umbadi. I had a Umbadi. Yada Shandama. I had a Umbadi. If you have a Ketama who push you to go to Morgana. I mean, the way I'm the way to the Amakacho who push you to Ghana Moasra. It's no ma Eleka Sembia. I mean, because minim the way you're way. Ibia Tama. Essentially, Santina and you know whatever. Whatever I want a class when you're way, but Manu into Munkano. But one kata in him, papa, there, Fabi Sadu, into Muwelbe, you know, on misbehaving, on disrespect to them, and Sana and friend do you fine. My well, I don't know catch last week. I mean, Moyel, na. Mayor must have been piano be in age. 8 years, Mugudu Mubin in there. Bibiana would compare now. I said, I mean, me papa. Nimpanes on ye. Sisi Alagana for a summer Baumiana Mahama working. No, what the vote one out. They be from day one up to this time. They be Obama living. I mean, if it don't make sense.
Okay.
Because I don't know yet, they are watching. So move on.
Okay. Yo. Braco Vijas, my want to have 5 minutes or they log off. They be
have balance because of my shifting.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Medase for
appropriate time. You ever say.
And that one off Nama Mehu. Echo off and Nama Mehu. Redmond, good evening. Redmond, and I sending the 8 into opposition.
So if you are ready, because the MPP for now, so they're quite there. I'm saying there's no opposition. Mama Patnas, no movie, Omakasa bar. Because 8 years in the time, they will learn something from it. Because so compare a year, the friend say, Official Fatima to or buy an analysis near and be our best now, which is fantastic, brilliant woman. Oh, you're very good. I best pay no on one understanding side of any idea or the evidence so by say obey. But the element has say it's our own almost one year information minister there, which is very good. But me recall energy sector one. It's here Napo and then the deputy. It's here a dear Japan or more because let me say it's here I to a human nano or explaining the actual because when I hear energy minister, so you have to come out.
There be one nti we no nim kasa na obetimi a chete am say nti na ono abefa adwuma no
that means we information minister there but we need you the energy minister and you see bisa wasam dada you bisa say you see who say light ni mane me dum you see there na be fa e bi attempt be ani ya we say o enu e bibia any was and wa pe kokoye wan ko timetable we say Napono one of the nice guy but I mean, say the way of communicating, and then they're very poor. If you do any public money, if you can deputy, deputy, energy minister, minimum so someone or use one, me so because I'm put that. Into I mean, say I did not quite high MPP for a communication. Communicators near very poor. That's not human. A friend say a brown yet, any hope sandoye. Omono Casapa, Emma MPP. I'm say my no because I friend say because I can Japan our passing. Or no communicative very good. Our MNPP. To me, no, any a more like but this year, no, it seems like so many communicators there. I know I'm communication director, like I said, I hear back. What no complex for me, and here, we say, oh, you low, or you low, crack. Until we say, Bia and Shedda and Quay. So that's all share a year, Fatma to be can't no, say, oh, show my young Cassan for now. O my own home for Casa. O Mancasano, o much me, mamma, or say on common fan too. Nanka say you crack Casano pass on Cassanka now crown of Cobit me and I say, yeah. And Cobit me on my best penny now one after the other.
Okay.
Communication. I mean, say helicopter police helicopter. Meaning so say meaning so say na Fatima to be kind. Can meaning say helicopter be crowd. Intinando so we say another necessity be will fail. Health is will fail, sports will fail. And a friend say security, I say I'm security and education also, which is fantastic. I say education, which is fantastic. But most of the common agencies in the ministries in the blue, I say almost fairly cry. Energy say well fairly portal and even crown corruption. Let me say what's here now can corruption say via I on panic before. Kabaka say on crown corruption here, but on no we are 40%, customer 40%. And because say me ban because we say very dear. Oh show on panic before cry time no corruption on man will be oh yeah you be around with this kind of street away over me adwako. Ke man ya or yes sports minister alaji BBO news one why. Oko this go you mo the course sports yi. Oba no fire no e no to pay so we Abu Dhabi no me na so akufo na dom ko e. Only do ochom ko gum. Nti ono no ayi ne very good back akufa do no corruption there. Was fail corruption no. When you find people back on crown ko too. How come see say amati say so I said nam. Ah what me so magena no mo nan ko ya amakoyi. That is what
I know they say opposition. But right now, one of the things I this year, no, Tina, Master said your mobile. Yes, yeah, monitor every sector by every sector. Judge or more. It's not soon. It's so we do contact sector by sector. No, be also why you wear evidence away. Then I just why until this year. That's what we. The no more tourism.
Yeah, on call any on call any song go back because on the back of here. On the way the Westminster Kufa appointment. It's for the reason why I'm not reshuffle. A very good panel. Kufa tell you can say Kufa or the West President because so what Nasia who to compare Kufa. Kufa reshuffle is very good. What to compare Kufa ministers and you Kufa the ministers here. Who's Kufa the ministers the West or Munya Kra. Because Kufa ministers pa share a Sakmafo. Now, you can radio or reshuffle or do it. So, the economy, the flow very good. They say, oh, so yeah, reshuffle, you know. What I say, they have fat much. They want the way or communicating for you are trying to watch the teacher, man, for 8 years. Even when you Ponkoma, alcohol, no, you ma, or yeah, fat much, you ma, yes, so very good. I say, you Ponkoma idea. Because for by any more teaching, service, police, and for we know for me now. So, or spending will be at say, this and this you are doing. But also, I'm communicating now. This is very poor. NPP. Very poor.
I mean, I say, because I just another Nanka was a chassis and Uncle, so yet the most a reshuffle, no energy, no boom, Nanko for Bua Conta Papa, and the chairman for now, or Musica now, the year, or mine. Very good evening.
Ajefia, good evening.
No, the NPP for the co-position, would they say,
of course, you know. Last week, I want to just chip in because, like, I think the time was running so late for us last week about the Minister of Education. I say sometimes, no, it's like you don't wait for election year before you come and explain yourself. I can believe it, and so say at least you have tried to get all these people, but now since it's election year, they will have made themselves for you.
And no Brano, me say energy ministry say make chase almost
only me say in 2019 say uniform they said it. How much did they spend? We didn't know anything about it. They just come and chop the money. And I don't know why people think that Akufo-Addo is a good leader. I don't know why people think like that. If you can check since 2016, you can tell me exact message Akufo-Addo have. And in 2020, tell me exact message. All that will form more for Nana. That's it. I don't know why people don't see that Akufo-Addo is not a good. He is not a leader. See, this I have no idea why people think that this guy is there to help Ghana. No, never. They never dream. Akufo-Addo never planned to just come and help Ghana in any way. Mr. CSA, before. Okay, right now, enjoy your MPP. Let them finish it. I decided to. I'm not going to send anybody money. Let them vote. They vote for them. They vote for them. Of course. Why should I spend my money on something? Okay, this is what we need to do. I saw them, and they told me specifically, say, I'm somebody, I'm always going to left. That's what they told me. So guess what? Okay, now let them deal with it. Oh, sometimes no, as Ghanaians no, sometimes no, yempesi ebe kano krachre ni pano. I said there be na me anti if you sometime me do ya. Say Mr. O we fache me. Say omo ba would have some of part ones and you can be say sometimes the ministers would just imagine say if say election year, do you think say you can get education minister?
No, but when you that you mama in the past every year be nyom omo na omo
these people
bare duty ase omo nyina enye election year ene omo nyina kasa
say Fatima Betra say we have employed the police and people. I don't know why people think that Ghana is the safest country in the whole entire Africa. No, I don't know why people think like that. Okay, so see right now, go to Burkina Faso and Mali and see the development that is going out there.
Yeah, but when you safe though, it's safety now. Is that okay. Is the place safe? Tell me in Ghana. Even development, how can say Burkina Faso classmate in Ghana?
Me say, what do you tell me? Yen me Ghana hanum, Ghana ye wono. Opposition leader ye jeno. And I say yen Ghana militant be a wakotre udom. So or fight this. We don't have it. We don't have settings. So why are you telling me, say, oh, you have employed the police? The police that you employ even though they are Ghanaians, but guess what? They are fighting because a whole regional minister came in and said, these are the people that I let them just be in the police force.
It's the end chama kuisi Ghana and Sana. I don't understand.
The American say we shouldn't use that one as a yardstick.
Achievement, okay.
Oh, let me tell you, we shouldn't. Because all this why see sometimes when you come to the elections time, then people begin to tell you what I've done. Just imagine if you know the Ashanti region is your stronghold, why are you paying money for people to vote for you? It doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. Intermediate opposition because I'm not good for no only so into this canoe a can be on the first a pescano. What do you show? CSC in this car. So money in this car. How come say the ruling party is able to give money to people to vote? Where did they get the money?
Opposition crowd mutia. I see no one who end this in MPP.
Who did you? You said the what now you ruling? What now you ruling?
I'm telling you, sir. The meeting on this opening in all my years of covering elections. Don't make it look like
this is how this is how
I'm telling you the facts. How much opposition that's the what I'm telling you.
I'm asking, is it all right?
I'm not go twist the fact and make sure say it's not about them being in power. It's not about them being in power. It's about saying about the standard that Ghana say. Our party, our opposition, obechiska.
And I make sure say.
And I can give you so many evidence of more opposition, obechiska.
And I make sure say the dinner air costume is a bad. The fact say, oh, team A have done, team B have done, so it's normal. It's not normal.
Because you see, in the next 20 years, Barrick, in the next 20 years,
Antifia, so what's the ancient idea that there's no need for your show? We are here to educate. We are here.
I'm telling you, unless you don't want the truth.
I want the truth, but the American say ancient idea. While we are talking about it, we have to talk about it so that others will know that what we're doing, what some people are doing is wrong. Well,
so Ghana politics here. Baby a free, and some baby away. Starting getting it is only going to get worse.
We all that we are praying say we need to start from somewhere. As we are with you, both. There is no for us to talk about it.
Well, me said I follow Ghana politics for a while.
Okay.
Just recently, like me Ghana base 2019, you know, like I kind of started saying me follow Ghana politics now. It's very unfortunate now from like me Abuche na master to say me reading more of Nkrumah the political history, and I I read a lot about it, and I was also following like.
Follow Ghana politics.
No, I have never been like that kind of guy, and this is actually the first. Yeah, this is my first time I'm actually calling into like a show about weight, and this is because like I was having a conversation with my brother about Ghana, and they were talking about politics. Now me start to say may share some videos be on YouTube, but from me like between those two if I have to choose I would choose Bawumia. Why will I choose Bawumia? Me share Bawumia, your friend saying video be on YouTube like some years ago. That was way before be active as a vice president. Now that time national World Bank advisors nibi. It's not interviewing this American channel movie. And from where I can see about Africa the fundamental, and he's been consistent. I think the fundamental to get African economy. He was like about Africa, but also his channel about Ghana. Say the fundamentals and say he was talking about digitalization, those kind of things, And he's right because we share fundamentals you need any data system and one contributor was saying the same thing I'm saying right now and say for a president Mahama or say 24-hour economy. Imagine that we have a power situation, right? And this was during his time, like any unknown quantity time, but previous government, right? No government has actually come out to increase the power situation since Nkrumah year. So,
but there's been attempts, but not so. All the government kind of tried to increase it, but not so.
I stand corrected. Again, I wasn't following. But the fact say, or talking about your friend saying 24-hour economy. Now, what a situation like this, who compare like what it's simple. Because we don't have the fundamentals right. We don't have the fundamental right, talking about, and this is a situation because my tribe is a land Ghana, and on 3 occasions, I've never had a friend saying documentation, whatever, and
wow,
and for a government to say I'm trying to digitalize with the system, this will help corruption, to reduce corruption. This will also help us to get data. So simple step we say, and I'm saying there, even as a vice president, he's been very influential. I don't know any vice president from Ghana ultimately so influential. Now, people are shaming him, say he's even like responsible for the mess. He's just a vice president that doesn't have power. The constitution doesn't allow a vice president to have that kind of power. So I'm surprised. Say like our politics is more based of like religion, tribalism and emotions. We are not looking at the issues going on, and it's very unfortunate. So maybe if I have to go, I'll go with Baumia because I see say the vision is more realistic than 24 hour. What is 24-hour economy? Even over US no way. New York will be one of the like 24 hours. But even that is not even way. You don't. The demand is what,
New York get 24 hours, Anna.
Well, you can say like in
Manhattan, 24 hours.
It's nice. You cannot have like a 24. The thing is that he's not specific.
Okay.
So, maybe a baby step, like a vision said, like we need a data. You need the people. You need data from you. The people who are being governed. You need data from them. Those are simple stuff. And I've seen that because even as a vice president, he's been influential.
Okay.
To get something going. These simple things, can help you, govern in the future, 20 years ahead of the time. But when you talk about 24-hour economy, it's nothing.
And you're realistic, okay. Mami na ase nana ya. O say na ma time na so and one month. But good evening. And then one month, but this is the first time of calling radio stations. I can sense it. And then next week, you better say a program Wednesday. Why? So come on board. As I said, also, I can get you somebody a lawyer or lands commission who can help you or best search them before men to us as and Sana.
How do I get in contact with you?
Only there's a private message place on the chat or so send me your number. I'll send you somebody's number.
Okay.
Unless you have searched.
Okay.
So he will search for you.
Even in Takrady, you still have somebody to help me.
The National Lands Commission of Ghana, they have the data. In fact, World Bank formed Ghana a couple of years ago to do land administration projects. So we did phase 1, land administration project, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, lab 4. The idea was to digitize Ghana lands. So they've digitized Greater Accra, Kaswa, part of Central region. They've digitized Eastern region. So there's a database. They say, the GPS and the 4 corners of Wasasa. So it's a digital data, and the Lands Commission has it. And you also better as before bet you can search your database them. Nipa no to amount ni din the world data nim say he's at said America more record system in the various states. So there's a record system of who is the last owner of the property before you buy it. Memo be under that. Why? Because baby, that's why they decided to do that project. Why?
Okay, thank you.
Send me a number, no, then I can keep you in contact with him. Timo, your friend Timo, he will help you do that. He works there. He's also a lawyer there. Why?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Jet, Uncle Jet, making the 8 and I am one coffee.
Oh, although one break 18.
One break 18, no?
Yeah, because TVEX, yes. Oh, one year though. Because technical and vocational school now, warrior. And Zamana watch your one CCN, ni effect in 4 years' time. 10, 15 years' time in a boom. So technical schools, what but the dad or doing improvement time. Now, as once technical pen or equipment. 6 years, I all the technical schools near war, diagnostic machines, learning machines. Our engine rebuilding has in your. And so when they come out now, I mean, diagnostic machines are about every year. On cherry. But 6 years, our technical schools near will be. Effectively, 6 years. In 10, 20 years' time, it is a one start BB. Maybe one uniform another person.
Okay.
I don't know what you do. Only the same idea and there. What's that in Morian? America begin or can one compare Burkina and Mali. Minjis do you know? What and Joran Gadam. Oh no, any park with senior.
Eric, Masam no Wale Kanewa.
I say,
Eric, no, any park was you ask them no can the gun and you save me to me for police for now.
Yes, America parties are here to America, no Democrat, no Republican. Ghana, yes, if you are in. I want to echo from Burkina to Adi offended then Niger. I don't quite never man what rifle. What is the name? For Niger, ne Besia, one who nuku. One can there be unibi, Zamaman you or Ghana or Bowan. On share the picture cross straight away. About 7 or 8. Abe development no. Nama countries in America ignore order. Market ignore order. And see, government here, there is minister there, Obiari Bisanadi, challenging as some of the work and I mean, Zamapi or welcome for me. It's only no day Bisan some. Why are them opposition? Is I there? Robert oppose.
Okay. You. Your uncle Jet, Mamma was I 81 triado, 8 near the my biba obesen, my wife into 1 triado. Mr. Mohammed, Mbacho, good evening.
Sister Fia, good evening.
Breaking the 8 and Omun coffee.
Oh, they be Omun to break 8, because someone say, and you're fantastic.
What do my mic no? Can you be the kind auntie? Repeat it. Well, mic no call off into repeat it.
Adepa, and a tone. Because oh here it is a promises are MPP from let's put it in percentage wise. Say Omabaye Omo promise be 100%. Out of the promises Omo you know. Do it. Let's look at it from this angle. Yenshe security in Ghana. Idea and MPP at me aye to make sure say Ghana is very secure. Me am Obi at me abeje me busia for fear in the morning. Woke my mother and my uncle out, brought police officers to break it down. So do you say there's security? Oh yeah, Ghana.
Amun kuta court order crown on Bepamo, my men on Bubu Dino.
There's no court order. There's no
Wow.
court order because they call high court can say Munko shed papers parcel for everybody say own your chrono our property in the building. And sana so bit my be and wa babe. But the contractor won't near the of your honomo. Sister Fia, it me be bubu fia no 3 a.m. in the morning. So such a person, how do you convince the security? Security ni ho. Ena se kasa Ghana aye ya yensha opia nsha na brabo. Sister Fia wo fie o Ghana, me wo fie o Ghana o. Michia electricity, michia from here to them. And michia no, a month here the electricity city bill at Bremen for 29 million. What is
in 1 month?
Minimum cut 29 days.
Adamuya de ovio.
No, make on light, me mammy team nipa be 1 or 2. Me cry, me flight, master flight I was from, min team, me dum na me hanom.
Wow.
Into one, a total be a waka, now month for James away on who NDC MPP. But Obia and She, who could be beer. If you me koto a friend saying, Nadia na me toy no 370 million. Sister Fia, Miss Baya maybe twaso. Nadia me to 370 no. I do almost 1 billion. I do almost 1 billion. What kind of inflation is this? Omo quote inflation now, but it doesn't work actually in the pocket of people. Oh, inti say no ubet makata say they can break the 8. And traditionally in Ghana, every part be at the change for another party. But the idea me pesa ye na ye ne say Ghanaians should change their mindset. Say obi be shabo no ka say meye A B C D. Na wobana say wantimi anye C and okoye D a. Wo man pass marker. Wo fairly
Okay.
because ba washa no A B C D wantimi anye. And I am economically say sika Ghana ewo. Let's say back before NPP came, Ghana had a deficit Waboka say Ghana edikasen.
Yo.
See the difference. Ghana edikasen.
Yo. That one I don't even the Wednesday. You toss Wednesday and then you are more than 1 hour. You find more time. Not that bro be what because points now making it important. Deficit then I hear now the babesi. Again, now they we'll look at all that. Yeah.
Break it down for us to know this is what you have done with the money.
Yo. I mean, papa. Thank you so much. It's been good. Top connect for no more mag. Top connect on me money transfer into abroad phone na be kakra mo de be America na other play Europe they solid or more yet money transfer here. And Abraham Mohammed can o send it ana kodu ma me phones unti no on watch ECG there no. It is the you know the back stops with Ghana for 17.5 million registered voters. Mona mo be decide. Some people ombe break 8 and amu de ombe opposition. It is you. You are the kingmakers. Memo be and that out. The power is you. And yet abambia obedient to me continue jubilee. Abraham Ghana for vote. And easy sir. So thank you so much, man. To me and kind of messages are. Because there are 2 screens so that you can read the messages. Jesus family, you see, Ghana is standing at is Ghana standing at all. Well, and I budget a jetela kind Ghana and your bad is how Ghana is bad, but yeah, you better tell Burkina no idea. But it doesn't change the fact that Wabanetism is up to you, Ukokromoti. The Wajin Bayo be at all. NPP for to at all. Position at all. You have that right to determine what happens. It's Mamina Massa, your friend with him lady if you're Pokia. See, the amount of a KSM, I can't would it away.
I almost say you're free to join the party, NPP or NDC, but there's more, you know. But you're free to join any party. You're free to be loyal to any party. That's cool. But this is the problem. The fact that you belong to a party, the fact that you want to be loyal to a party, does not mean that when the party is messing up, we say them in found, them in party, no. Massa, mess up the problems that you create, you think you won't be affected? That is how we should start thinking. So that I will really, really respect you when you say, me NDC. But Mahama Tufon, I stop on and say, me MPP. The MPP came from but now I can't say, what I can't say no. Then I start realizing that, wow, awareness or awakening is happening in this country. And the youth of Ghana, the next top shop I'm going to be doing is dedicated to the youth. Because I want you guys to start thinking. When the majority of the percentage that will vote for the president is in the hands of the youth. So when you abuse that power, or you let any politician to confuse you and you throw that power away, very, very, very sad.
Sam, and they said Kania Ebejinasono, yet they are shared by Umia since 2019.
Oh, really?
Yes. Say the Bayer ECG Benye Sika, Edietua, or more supply a friend said gas, or more electricity. Also, I say ECG, no, or no a distributor. Intimate friend says, Diania, VRA, any other independent power producers, no, or Mono Diane, nature say Caniano. No, Mono, we are not Omodia Gridco, not Gridco. At the break ECG, into Gridco Nesu Bianino, not the break ECG. Nti ECG nsa kan no wachiche aduane nti wa obeto no aha no wachiche. Na saa sika yebenya edi anoa kanea yi grid ko besua omo bebre ECG na ECG edi akọ echima atonton no. Yede ehun sem nyina akọhye yenua Baumiansa since 2019. System ye friend no cash waterfall mechanism. Okay. Meetings near year. Ehona omo kire how to manage. Say okay ECG. Okoton kanea year. Sika na obenya no. Fashion account back mu. And omo de yenya the simple. And omo de formula aba. Say the yebechi sika no. Tua nkrofo no ka omo a ye bo omo tunton kanea no. IPPs no. Yes, IPPs no. Yentu omo ka say. Ne nyina hye Baumiansa na Baumiat na oye nhwe han wan hwe so anhwe ode ono so dija Professor Kweku Apia Edu ene Carl ni no wopo Carl okay nti Baumiat so dia man lieutenants ena omo hwe so yie ena si agirega no so o hwe adum so no e wo say ye de sua Baumia no oni bute Baumia no oni hu akade intina dum so ya bekai because since 2019 since the year 2019 cash waterfall mechanism enye adwuma bio no ehye Baumiansa obehwe eya omuko meetings nipa bebre vice president's office ono Baumia na ehye nsa eno no so weja edi ama nkrofo bi se omonhwe Professor Kweku Apia Edu and the other guy car and no hwe so munhu so na sisi e dia asema bre nti dum so nyina ye de sua Baumia na opposition SMP if the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you incompetent NDC they would build how many secondary schools. Saudi king is coming to build an Islamic secondary school, then the 42 secondary schools, universities. All this things. About me.
Well, about this was last week. Any Martin Pebu Kasaya, but Yama answers Nina. Choose for yourself. Yankopon ya aduma Wednesday. You better also with another edition. Your friend Vim Lady, if you have a crab, I said that can come my stations are omo picky in High Life Radio, ne Kings Jersey Radio, Naspa Radio, any Megacho FM near the I say omo boy any Adam for media or France ne Belgium. Yankopon ya aduma. You better sign Asia another time. Good night. Good night. Good night.